Way! Hello, viewer. Oops, sorry, boomerang already. Boomerang. Treat for the ladies, by the way. Hi, everybody. Hello, viewer. Today is Wednesday, June, or is it June the 5th, 2024. I am Mr. Broon, and I trust you're all doing very well today. On this evening's live stream, guess what? Yes, we are roasting episode 1. Fuck off. We are roasting Disney Star Wars: The Acolyte season 1, episode 1. Also, going to be a good one, this, folks. So, as I always say, if you've not shut down for the evening, lots to get through, shall we get those guests out? You know it. Let's do this. Okay. First, I'm gonna go stop count. There we go. First, set your Jedi power phasers to stunning and brave. You know who it is. It is. Oh, Brian.
Hey.
Hey.
Evening, Brun. Evening, chat. How are we?
Hello there.
I'm glad you changed your picture to something slightly less intimidating, Brown. I was getting freaked out there.
Yes, I'm good. Thanks for asking. You well?
I said, how are we all? The same fucking 3 lines I say in every single stream.
Yes,
are
you well, Brian?
I'm tickety-boo. Thanks for asking.
You well today, Brian?
Not after watching the Acolyte, but
I don't know.
I'll soldier
could have
on.
Could have been worse, mate. It's great to have you on, buddy.
Great to be here, Brown. Thank you very much.
It's going to be great, isn't it? Okay. Watch out! What next? Watch out, War and Peace. He is the Star Wars novellist. It's the jester from Leicester, Darth Kiplin. Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Brown. Good evening, Brian. Good evening,
Hello, my friend.
Hello. I have been extremely depressed because of this shite program we've been forced to watch. Therefore, I've gone away and decided to do a little baking in my spare time. I've come up with a new delectable, shall we say, dessert that reminds me of the place Yoda decided to exile himself to during the Clone Wars. If you'd like to hear about it, Mr. Brown.
It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get... Of course. Go for it.
Well, I wrote it on the back of a beer mat, but we'll see how it goes. The delectable allure of Dagobah tarts, a temptation that even the dark side cannot resist. Behold, as the tender golden pastry envelops the tartness of the swampy fruits, a harmonious fusion that tantalizes the senses. The force flows through these detectable creations, and their irresistible taste shall rule the galaxy, one pie at a time. Join us, embrace the power of the pastry, and together we shall savor the flavor of victory. Indeed, Lord Kipling does make exceedingly good cakes.
You're ill, aren't you, Darth?
Yes, I have a case of the Spraglian squibdabobs.
Not diarrhea.
I'll save that for next week, shall we?
Okay. It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the next guest on?
Yes, bring on the next subject.
Okay, we see the good inside our next guest. He's the dark Sith Lord Jord. Little Platoon.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you, Lord?
I am lagging like hell. It's great. You all sound like robots.
This is going to go very well this evening, folks. Alex.
You see, I think you're joking, but I don't know because like half the intro sounded like that.
Off.
So we'll see how it goes.
Perhaps a reboot.
Already have. No idea what's going on, but there we are.
It is great to have you on, Lord, at the moment. Somehow Plute's returned. He did. It's great to have you on, Lord. Shall we get the next peep out?
Sounds like a plan.
It does. You know it does. And last, but by no means least, he's the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. Hum. Make a geek.
All right, everyone. So
You're
I've
right,
just eaten.
Ian.
No,
You're
just eating.
eating. Oh, what a
Yeah.
surprise. What were you eating?
Cheese sandwich, mate. It's lovely.
Cheese sandwich.
Yeah, cheese sandwich. I haven't had a cheese sandwich in years. I thought I have it. Bit of cheese, bit of ham,
Bread.
bread, obviously. It's a
Butter.
sandwich. Yeah. Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely. Yes, and it is. I shall give some spoilers away. It's shit. There's a spoiler for you. There you go.
There will be spoilers this evening,
Mm.
folks. Be warned.
Definitely. How's everybody? All right?
Fair to middling, mate, you.
All right. I'm doing okay.
It's great to have you on, mate.
Oh, yeah. Shall we use that line?
Do it.
Attack me. What a crap episode. Anyway, sorry. It's all shit. Let's move along, shall we?
There is another,
There is another, obviously. And it's
Okay.
not Princess Leia.
unfortunately.
No.
Wow, 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 wow,
Jesus.
wow, yeah, women, lots of pretty women, yeah, we can't live without them, skin on skin, let love begin, women. Hello, man, babies. Oh, yes, we're back for the Acolyte. I can't wait. I've barely slept all week. Here, I'm coming in hot like Liam Neeson's giant dong through a glory hole. We're going to have a good one tonight, folks. Brownie, get this damn show on the road. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Okay, let me press some buttons. Evening chats. Okay, I'm going to put you in the presenter slot. There you go.
Oh, I'm in control. Brilliant. Well, in that case, I'll get in a time machine and go back to before George sold it to fucking Disney, and we'll fix all this shit. But look, while I've been in the green room enjoying all the intros, I did notice we have an enemy in our ranks. Sword in the Storm apparently liked the Acolyte. He could be trolling us. Yes, he confessed to liking the Acolyte. So we'll have to see about that. But as you can tell by the intros, I'm not sure the panel are in agreement, but we'll see. I'm so excited though, Brown. Honestly,
We will see.
so excited. I've got almost got a semi on, did I say? Oh, you've got a nice Yoda green background there. Okay, do the legals, Brownie. No Z3PO, but we don't need a recap because we're starting from scratch, and then we'll do our drinking game, and then let's get this show on the road.
Z is watching Lady Boys of Bangkok, isn't he?
He actually is. Yeah, it's not even a joke.
Okay, please like, share, subscribe. Please donate to the channel if you're that way inclined. Keeps the lights on. I thought I'd go for the character posters. So,
Oh yeah.
what do you think?
What are you talking
Acolyte.
about? She's not a character.
Well, I think she's in flashbacks, I think, in the future.
Are we? So, are we saying spoilers, Ruin?
Spoilers, everybody. So be aware. Thank you very much.
There are
Well,
spoilers, folks.
yeah. I mean, most haven't seen it, and most are not going to watch it, so I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Okay, so Ruin, do you want to over to you, my friend?
Oh wow, that was quick on the legal disclaimers. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, well look, we have to do what we always do on a Wednesday night, which is get drunk and roast Disney Star Wars. But to allow us to do that properly, we need to establish some rules to the drinking game. So let's go around the panel. It's lots to go at here, folks. We're going back 100 years before the prequels, before all the usual characters. We've got nice Leslie Square Headland's vision for Star Wars. So Platoon, glitchy Platoon. Let's hope we can hear me okay. Platoon, have you got any suggestions for when you'll choose to sip your port tonight, sir?
Tell you what, you're gonna have to come back to me. This is like it's. I'm gonna have to restart. I can barely hear anything. I
Oh,
know
he's
you said my
trying.
name, but it's
Alex.
not working. I'll be
Oh.
back.
Okay,
Off.
now's our chance to slag him off properly, folks.
What
So,
an
okay.
anchor.
Well, Brownie, why don't we take yours? When should we drink?
Okay. Drinking game then. When you have a fantasy about doing twins.
Oh, is this just a personal thing for you? Or
Shit,
okay,
did I just think that out loud?
yes, you've put it out there on the internet forever. Well done, Brown.
Okay. I'll stick with the twins thing.
Okay, twins thing. What about
Yes.
Darth Kippers? When are you going to take a bite out of your exceedingly good cake tonight, Kippers?
There's too many terrible things with this program to actually single anything out. So I'll say, I don't want to get obese. So shall we say, every time a straight white male appears on screen?
Oh, it's going to be a fairly sober night, I think. Okay, Kippers. Brian, when will you be taking a sip of the old iron brew?
Well, I've actually got 3 possible entries here. I might,
we'll take
just.
them.
Do you want the 3? I was going to.
No, let's go for it. Yes. Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to be generous, go for it.
In order of importance, first of all, take a drink every time there's a dull environment.
Oh.
Ooh.
Then there's take a drink every time a male is cucked. And finally, take a drink every time a Padawan is smarter than everybody else in the room.
Oh, you've been paying attention, folks. Wow.
You
okay.
did watch this today, didn't you?
Yeah, I think he watched it twice. He's really done his
Only
homework.
made it.
Well done.
Only made it a 1.5 watches. So I didn't get all the way through at the second.
Oh.
Okay. What about you, Mega Geek? When will you be sipping on your shandy?
Hand shandy.
Every time I say it was shit, you take a drink.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot, so you're going to get really drunk.
Swappers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, there's lots to go for. I'll just suggest every time a white male character is made to look fucking ridiculous.
Well,
How
there
about
weren't
that
any, were
one?
they?
Well,
there was in the second
there?
one. In the second
Very,
one.
I've not seen the second one yet.
Oh, right, okay.
yeah,
We're just doing the
few and
first
far
one.
between, but trust me, when they're there, they are made to look completely fucking useless. But hey, that's how we roll in the land of the squarehead.
Was there
I
any...
am a little concerned that Leslie Headland is out for my crown as the worst director of Star Wars, but it's early days. We won't prejudge. Brownie, have you looked at the numbers? Is there a glitch in the system? It appears we've got 195 man babies watching the stream tonight.
Incredible. 193. Incredible.
Now, you did say when we get to
They're all here for
200,
Plute.
you're going to drop the old keks and give us the full Hugh Edwards, didn't you? Remember you said that? So we do.
That'd be episode 8 if we get that far.
Well, we do expect you to come
200,
good on these promises. 200. Right, there we go, folks.
I'm just getting them down.
Oh, yeah, there is a straight white male in it.
What?
In this episode, yeah, there is.
Well, do we know for certain his sexuality, or are we assuming? I mean,
no. He's definitely. Well, who knows? But he's
The
white
Rise.
and he's a male. So there you go.
The Rise of the Man Baby. That'd be a great film.
oh,
That'd be amazing.
the title of my trilogy, if you must know. Okay, well, let's do this damn thing, shall we? I can't wait any longer. I'm going to pee myself with excitement. So,
Are we going to do the kind of initial paragraph review?
Well, it almost feels like we no, I think, Brown,
No?
if you don't mind me pulling rank. I just feel as though we end up preempting the gems that we're going to reveal along the way. So,
okay,
let's keep our cards close to our todgers and let's reveal as we go.
Okay.
If that's okay, Brown. You did put me in charge, though. So.
You and I just think similarly.
Yeah.
So go for it, my friend, on 15
Okay.
minutes.
here we go then, folks. So hold on to your toupees. We're going for it. Star Wars logo. And wasn't it a bit of a bong? Was it just my dodgy stream, or there was a bit of a bong on this opening bit? I don't know, some kind of awful sound effect. Lucasfilm logo. Not that it resembles anything made by Lucasfilm anymore. And here we go. Now, normally I'd pick on Z to do the opening read. It's going to have to be one of Brian's fabulous voices. Brian, I'm going to give you dealer's choice here. Whatever fabulous accents you'd like to pull out the bag, but not a Scottish one, please. We're tired of that one.
God, it's racist.
100 years before the rise of the Empire, it is a time of peace. The Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic have prospered for the centuries without war.
Pause for thought. There we go.
But in the dark corners of the galaxy, a powerful few learn to use the Force in secret.
One of them, a lone assassin, risks discovery to seek revenge.
Why is there 4 dots? Why is there 4 dots? That's a Donald Trump
dots.
4
I
dots.
know, it's
Should be
weird.
3.
This should be 3, yeah. It's always should
Wasn't
be
there
3.
4 dots on Attack of the Clones?
No. Was there?
Yeah, I think we mentioned
Ooh.
it, 4 dots. So it's genius level.
You know, it's a short episode, folks, when we're talking about the number of dots in an ellipsis as a serious point of analysis.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
Alex,
Yes, the internet's fixed now, so now I know you're taking the piss. It's much better.
Hey, he's back,
tell me that,
folks.
mate.
Yeah. I don't know what the
tell
hell
me
was
that.
wrong with it. I'm also threatening my computer with an antivirus scan just to see if it'll, kick it up the arse. If you don't do it, I'll force you to go through all million of my files. I like this little opening because absolutely none of it's true. It's quite fun. It's always a good start if your brief, very lazy text on a still JPEG of some stars actually just lies to the audience. Because I went back and just Googled it, and there's hundreds of comics set in the High Republic era, which are the centuries without war that we're talking about here. And I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of war in them. There's something called the Great Hyperspace Disaster. There's this evil group called the Nihil who use giant force-sensitive monsters to try and wipe out the Jedi. None of that is prospering for centuries without war in my book.
Well, if you're going to be perturbed at this opening crawl, just wait till we get into the good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. So here we go, and we start with UEFA. Apparently, is this a football tournament, Brian? What's going on here? What's UEFA?
I had 20 quid on you saying UEFA is your first line the minute you saw this.
Oh, there we go. I was thinking
You won
UEFA,
20 quid.
you sorta, I don't know.
UEFA headquarters, a hive of scum and villainy. No doubt.
Of course.
is that in Switzerland somewhere?
Is that
Welcome to Bob
Ian
Fleming.
joke? Ian joke.
Bob Fleming here.
Who's coughing? Who's coughing?
It was me. I coughed. Sorry.
Oh, Swappers is dying as well. It looks a bit like Acto, doesn't it? It's a little bit greeny and craggy and islandy. Is that Luke topping himself on the edge there of the mountain? Is that what I can see?
Yes.
It looks like the UK at the moment when it's supposed to be summertime.
Yes. No, it can't be Swappers. There's a hint of a bit of sunlight in the top left corner. It can't be the UK. Although it does look a bit like you from the back there, Kipling, doesn't it? The Emperor's gown.
Dare you?
I'm just seeing Ruin's avatar at the front now, though, just from that behind shot. It's Ruin charging towards the UEFA headquarters.
I really must hate to make it all about me, but I really must just want to make sure you all see me.
That's great. is
Most
that?
most wonderful incarnation. It's all thanks to Swappers. Thank you, Swappers, for making my hair so nice. Yes. Although, please hope I haven't offended anyone by representing the wrong gender. But anyway, you know how we
I
roll.
was kind of hoping you would have done an ode to Rick James at the start of this stream, if you regarding
Okay,
the hairstyle.
Okay, question then. What, for you, Ruin, what is a man baby?
What is a man baby? Well, a man. You really want me to answer this question, Brownie?
I thought there was a very, very good joke there, but obviously it's fallen flat. Let's move on.
Oh, it's flatter than your tonic
It was
gin.
a thinking they-them's joke. Moving on.
God.
Sorry.
It's okay.
The drinks
folks, he's
kicked
getting
in early.
Yes.
So here we go. Here's the much less attractive version of me. So we have the nice purple robe, some kind of bamboo armor. It's okay. First impressions of this character. Let's go with Platoon while he's still got a working internet. Chordy, what were your first impressions of this wonderful, powerful female we have on the screen?
Well, I spent ages in my script just going through the very, very many different ways the first frame of this show lies to the audience. Because if you go back to the little opening text thing, she is a lone assassin who is risking discovery to seek revenge. Now, if you're a lone assassin and you're afraid of being discovered, do you walk into the middle of a packed bar in broad daylight and challenge a Jedi to a fist fight and then beat up all her friends and then leave witnesses alive as you murder her? That seems like not really risking discovery, as just being discovered.
I'm going to pick you up on that. If I
Go
may.
ahead.
She's got a black face mask.
But she takes it off. She takes her hood off, and then the mask gets taken off later. It's like, she's supposed to be an assassin. Now, we're going to find out a lot later, right at the end of episode 1, why she doesn't use any weapons you might expect an assassin to use until the point at which she does use those. Which is odd, because it's sort of very important mechanically, because I was watching this before knowing the reason she wasn't using, say, guns or explosives. And I was thinking that Cinder's like, why are you doing this? This is the dumbest thing you could possibly do in your situation. Of all the ways to kill a Jedi in private, which is what you should be doing if you're an assassin fearing like being discovered, you don't walk into a bar and start punching people.
Okay.
It's only toward the end of the episode that we find out she's not allowed to use weapons to kill Jedi because they don't work, except, of course, for the fact that she kills Jedi with weapons and they do. So I just thought this was incredibly dumb, which is a shame because there's nice things about it. I actually quite like this setting. I like the setting. I like some of the variety they get in the character designs, and I like that we're in new places, and that all feels really nice. It's just that whenever you pay attention to anything anyone says or does, it's dumb. But then it's Star Wars, so what do you expect?
Is that the case with the
War
weapons?
Stars.
Because I figured, you put me right off my track there, Brim.
The weapons, Brian.
So the weapons. Is it not a case that she has to kill a certain number of people, and at least one of them has to be killed without using weapons, almost as if it's some kind of trial? That's the way I read it. Or maybe it's because I've watched episode 2.
Yeah, so that is the end of episode 1, which is, I actually have to jump forward to this in my video as well, because none of it makes sense until you've seen that scene, but that scene comes right after everything that it needs to make sense of. So like, there's this voiceover from her evil master who says, weapons cannot kill Jedi. That's his reason. That's the stated reason. Now, they might undercut it later by having it mean something it doesn't obviously seem to mean when he says it, but he basically says, guns don't work, steel doesn't work, you can't kill Jedi with weapons. And so she is on a mission. She has to try and kill one of them at least, not using weapons, which still doesn't make a huge amount of sense because she kills lots of them using weapons. And in episode 2, she does kill one not using weapons, and it doesn't count. So it still doesn't make sense. But yes, her goal is to try and kill a Jedi without using a weapon. There are still better ways to do that than walking into a packed bar in broad daylight and punching them, but nevertheless, that's what she's trying to do.
May I suggest something which I've just thought?
Go ahead.
What if she's trying to frame her sister?
But she doesn't know. She doesn't know she's still alive. None of this again. That's what I thought as well. But she doesn't learn that her sister is alive until episode 2, so she doesn't know it yet. So she can't be doing that. I agree that would make sense, but it can't because they haven't written it that way because they're idiots.
Oh, okay.
Just for all the man babies, and there are 254 of them watching the stream, which I've seen the viewing figures for Disney. There's actually more watching or breakdown of this than watch the actual Acolytes on Disney Plus. But just the people, maybe we've got some newbies here today. I just want to highlight the real talents of this show isn't on the panel of retrobates that Brownie compiles every week. It's actually normally in the chat, and I'm going to give you one fantastic example of that. And if Darth Kipling would do the honors on this one, Kippers, I think this would sound good in your tones. This is from Jay Goodwin. Take it away, Kippers.
Jay Goodwin with a wrench says, wearing the placemat from your local Japanese restaurant is a chain piece. is a bold choice.
He's got a cold. Give him a pass, folks.
May I?
Oh, you're very
Look,
bold for a
the
Star
gin's
Trek man.
kicking
Yes.
in. Okay.
Okay. Go on,
yeah,
then.
obviously I'm a Star Trek man. Don't you think is that a spaceship on the left? Looks like
It's a bridge that's fallen to pieces, is it not?
Why does it look like a spacecraft, like a
Does look like
A-wing
a-
fighter or something? And
That
on
looks like the best designed spacecraft that Disney have produced as well. And it's
Ever.
not even a fucking spaceship. Yeah.
and one of the cruisers, top right, one of the Rebellion cruisers.
Mm.
Well, yeah, Brown, get used to this because we don't see many other ships during this series. Apparently, they're not really into their gear porn at Lucasfilm
Oh,
anymore. So-
what?
So we've got to try and make things up in the background that look like ships.
Well, I hate to move us along, but just want to preempt Mega Geek. I'm going to move us along. Here we go. She's getting ever closer now. We do see. In fairness, I'm going to try and be as balanced as possible tonight.
Can you go back to the previous?
Oh, he wants to
slide?
go back. This is
Hey.
subverting my expectations.
Can you go back to the previous slide? I just want to say something about that
Oh,
slide.
of course.
This is the first thing we see, right?
Yeah.
Have you gone back to the slide?
Yeah.
This is the first thing you see. How shit is this? This looks like a matte painting behind her. It really does look shit, doesn't it? Let's face it. This is how we're introduced to the character. For God's sakes, this is ridiculous. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
No,
I thought you were
valid.
pretending that you were asking to go back. Just
No,
know, I
no.
know.
I was just saying that doesn't that look like the worst matte painting you've ever
does,
seen?
yes.
And with all the technology they've got, all the effects they did in Mandalorian, which was top notch, mind you, they present us the first frame of the main character with this.
What was the budget for this? Was it 180 million? I mean, it's
180,
a huge amount of money to look like that.
Exactly, it's my point. Any road up. Carry on.
Okay, no, we're glad you took us back, Mega. You really did subvert my expectations there. So anyway, she's walking towards this den of iniquity, and we do get the point I was about to make, because we are presented with a number of different species and aliens. We're going to see them in a moment, but is that something we can give old Leslie credit for? You know, people said, "Oh, Andor, great, yes," but it didn't really give us much variety in alien forms. But we did get a few in this show. I mean, let's see. Brian, what do you think? What do you make of some of these aliens?
Do we have to give her credit for this? I'm not too sure I want to give her
No, we
credit for
don't.
anything at this point. You wouldn't give Jimmy Savile's hairdresser fucking brownie points, would you?
No, but he did have a nice old bonnet. That's okay.
Owls about.
Oh, God.
As a person,
Early with the saddle.
I don't know. I've never been a big. This is sacrilegious saying this, but I've never been a big fan of the kind of alien things and Star Wars. It's not a big focus for me. It's always been the characters and the interaction between them.
Well, there is something we're going to need to do to navigate our way through all these aliens. And Sword in the Storm's already ahead of the game here. We are going to need your answers to describe things in the form of if X fucked Y, because it's really the only way we can come up with a suitable description. So thanks, Sword in the Storm, for kicking us off. If Vader fucked a Jawa, apparently, is one of them. We've got some.
That's the creature you see, the bunny she gives to the creature. That's who,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, this one coming up now.
Yeah, here we go. There's our first look. There it is. There's the. What did he say? Vader fucked a Jawa. That's not bad. Has it got a ball gag in its mouth? I mean, what's going on? It's just strange, isn't it? It's,
Snout?
Is that the snout? Is it? I thought it was.
Yeah, it looks like a snout.
Do you ever get the feeling that they use the girl in episode 2 for this part? You know,
Not
the little
seen
girl.
it. Stop spoiling it.
The little girl. Well, Platoon has seen it, so I don't know. Looks like a child, doesn't it?
Every child that the main assassin gives money to is actually the same child.
Same
just in
child,
different
yeah,
costumes.
yeah.
Hello to Dooku's Dildo Den, who just wanted to let us know there's a lesbian sex scene coming up in episode 3, and Dooku's Dildo Den supplied the neon double-fisted dynamo, $10 off with code Gunt bump. There you go, man babies. Don't say we don't give you nothing for free. Well, not free, but $10 off. Hey, it all counts, doesn't it? I do believe they do international shipping as well. So there we go. I love that new people joining Brown will legitimately think that was an ad insert into the stream. But anyway, on we go. Nice shots, nice composition. Mega Geek, talk to me. Give me something that's not shit. Is that a good shot?
Unfortunately, I can't because that was a shit shot.
Shit shots. No, we've got a bit of shadow. We've got a bit of woodwork going on. No, we don't like that.
Well, it's been done before, isn't it? So
They
it's
do
not
like
nothing
their
new,
bar
is it?
scenes, don't
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah.
It's
honestly,
a bit like Mando style, going into the saloon type vibe, isn't it?
it's not going to help if it rains, is it?
No, true. So we enter something which is a bit of a trope for Star Wars, isn't it? The old bar scene. And we get our first look at some of these fabulous array of aliens. Hello to Robot Head, or if it is the real Robot Head, who knows? It's all a bit dark, but she's clearly making a beeline for a table in particular. And there's what's the drink there? Is that some iron brew, Brian? It certainly looks like it.
Watered down Ribena, that's what it looks
Is
like.
that, did we see something like that in Star Wars? I thought that was a little. I remember.
No.
There's plenty of members throughout this episode.
Yeah, so here we go. Look.
Where? Wow.
Bad foot. On you go, Brian.
You go.
Bad foot in the chat said the Kill Bill knockoff. Leslie Headland actually had penned this as Kill Bill meets Frozen, or Frozen meets Kill Bill.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Okay. Well,
if they go into some sort of dancey musical number like Frozen, I'm out. That's just done. I'm not even reviewing it if it does that.
Oh, I'm in. I'm all the way in. I'm pants around the ankles, waddling along in pure joy. But anyway, our IT support has been on, Brown.
Oh yes.
Don't mind if I just pause the stream just to share some important news. There we go. So the Internet Help Desk says it's futuristic. You can tell because there's lights on the steps in the wooden barn. There we go. Thanks for the your contribution there. Just keep an eye on the old VPN there. Don't want anyone knowing my real location. Thank you very much. On we go, and we've got a nice alien. Brownie, you like an alien, don't you? This one looks like your ex, doesn't it?
Illegal alien.
Yes, and we know you pay for them to come over on the dinghies.
I do,
and,
was that Bring a Child to Work Day? Was it with that alien?
Oh,
That's what they do at Disney, isn't it?
Do you remember that scene? Oh dear,
it's the Disney way.
So this is the bartender, isn't it, that we're looking at? Is he got a specific race or?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? What fucked what to make that?
Oh, of course.
So, I'm thinking like Hammerhead Shark and
fucked my beard.
Dexter Jester. Sword in the store's far too good at this. He's brilliant.
Who's that guy with fish face where he says it's a trap? What creature is he? Because it looks like his kind fucked Chewbacca. That's what it is.
He's a Mon Calamari, is old Admiral Akbar.
Mon.
Oh, okay. We've got a species.
Oh, this is so cringe. This is just yeah. This is special.
I want to take you man babies to task here because I heard you all online saying, "Oh, there's no white males in this show." Well,
there is.
I'm going to point out every instance where there's a white male and how integral they are to the plot and the fabulous dialogue they have, and so you can all put it in your pipe and smoke it. There's one there. Now, Brian, tell us all about this fabulous character. He plays a very important part, doesn't he?
No.
I think he goes ow, does he, when he gets hit? I think that was about it, really. That's his dialogue. Ow.
Well, we'll find out in a moment. So so Master Indara we're about to meet is who she's addressing, isn't it? Here we go. We don't need
Yes,
your
my child.
Again, the Disney way.
Yes, my child.
It looks like if
What?
the
He's
Matrix,
groaning.
if the Matrix was made in the Wild West, I'm loving it. It's great.
Well, why is she called in it? Oh, I give in. Just can't be asked anymore.
It's just supposed to be. It's an aloof Jedi way of talking. It's a delivery that sort of is really. She's playing up being a Jedi. Yes, my child. She's supposed to be older and wiser, and so she calls everyone younger than her my child because she's a Jedi and a monk. That's like that was the least cringe bit. The most cringe bit is the actual challenge to the fight that what's her name, our assassin, offers. It's just so. Ooh, yeah, we have unfinished business. Fight me. And then the aliens laugh at her, which is that's an audience surrogate moment if ever there was one.
You know what the word?
Yeah, go on. Go on.
You know
Ian.
what the worst thing is? I was going to say this, and then I kind of thought, oh, I better not. And then Black Lives or Black Knives straight in the same time.
Oh, well, don't just put it on screen, Brown. You're going to have to do the actual impression. Go on.
It's just the dialogue's so bad. They start fighting, and then she's going to try and kill her, and she says, "What do you want?" She says, "I want to kill you." It's like, well, it's obvious, isn't it? You know, when they were fighting. I just honestly, this is so shit, unbelievable. And why is she standing like that when she challenges? She's it's like Bruce Lee stance or something like that, isn't it?
It was a little bit over the top, wasn't it? Brownie, that's what your tutor sent you on WhatsApp, didn't he, the other night?
We have
apparently,
unfinished business.
Yeah. He wants
More
another
popcorn.
cinema date.
Yeah.
He wants to take you to see the Rey Skywalker movie.
Yeah.
The worst bit about this for me is there's no tension in this scene leading up to it.
No, there
Absolutely no tension at all. I mean, you could fix that scene by having May approach the table, you know, sit with him, shoot the shit for a bit, and then either show a shot from under the table where May is unsheathing her daggers or something, where they're all still talking.
Yeah.
You've got that gives you kind of hand greedo tension, gives you a bit of suspense for the audience. Or, you know, she shoots the shit and then out of nowhere just goes and stabs two of the patrons or something, and that kicks it off.
But it's yet more damage that's being done by the opening title, the opening text scroll. It's not even a text. The opening text, which tells you what's happening as we're watching it here. So there is no mystery. There is no mystery to it at all. There's no tension because we already know exactly who she is, what she's here for, what she's come to do. If you imagined a different version of a show where the first thing that happens is this mysterious figure who you've never heard of before walks in, and the first thing she does is she kills a Jedi, that would be quite dramatic, and that would be a pretty good hook. And I think that's what they should have done with, but because they for some reason decided they wanted to spoil their opening scene in text before we went to show it, we don't get any of that, and it just looks comical. And I can't really figure out because my first read of this was that are they trying to portray her as being sort of young and naive and inexperienced, and so she will learn how to be a better assassin as time goes on. And it's not even really that, because she doesn't make these mistakes ever again. She just makes entirely new mistakes, but like she doesn't walk into crowded areas trying to assassinate the subsequent Jedi. She's a bit more of an assassin in those moments, but she's not really learning anything. It's just like they wanted a kung fu fight, and so they justified it in any way they could.
That's what they wanted. In the beginning, they wanted a big fight sequence, and that's what they did. Do you realize that she attacked the white male first?
What?
She did. The guy that was on the right. She kicks
Oh,
his chair.
yes.
She kicks his chair. He falls down, and then I think she breaks his neck or something.
I didn't
like
see
that.
that.
He's gone. He's
And
gone
he's gone,
already.
yeah, he's gone already, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, don't worry. There'll be more. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, the general consensus then, this scene was utter cringe fest. Are we all agreeing with that one?
Oh, do you remember that scene
No, I enjoyed it.
in the fight? Do you remember the scene in the fight where she tries to rush the Matrix woman, and the Matrix woman turns and then she goes past her, and then she realizes that she's not there. Did they do that in slow motion, or were they pretending to be in slow motion? I'm totally confused on that one.
Shite.
You should look at it again. It looks like they're just doing it in normal speed, but pretending to be slow.
It looks like something out of a cartoon, the way it's done.
That's a bit, yeah, so funny. Oh my god.
So another alien, and there's a white guy.
ears.
So calm down, folks. There's another white who plays a good part in this opening sequence, and then I think this is where she strikes a pose. Vogue.
Yeah,
That's the one, isn't it? That's the kung fu
Yeah.
pose.
The
Yeah.
dialogue exchange, like, it isn't the worst. Aside from the actual challenge to fight, the dialogue itself isn't necessarily terrible. So what she's doing, she challenges Trinity to a fight, and
Mm.
Trinity says the Jedi don't fight unarmed opponents, and the assassin shoots back, "Yes, you do," which is, as a mystery hook, isn't terrible because we've established she has unfinished business. She's here for revenge, and now we know that the Jedi have done something quite badly wrong to her at some point in the past. So, as a way of telling in few words, that isn't bad. It is just everything else around it that's quite cringe. Sorry, quite cringe, massively cringe.
Mm.
It's
Well-
alluding to something else that's going on elsewhere. There's actually a few little. I don't want to give any credit to this fucking show, but
Go on,
there's a
Brian.
few
Do
little
it.
subtle moments, or relatively subtle, very subtle
like
by
this
Disney stuff. Welcome to interrupting on.
No, I
few
just like the
very
hand
little-
flick. You know, the
Welcome
hand.
to
I like-
second interruption. Would you like to go for a third, Brown, before I kill myself? There's a few little subtle hoo-has in here that I'm quite surprised.
You mean you didn't
at.
like this?
Oh, boom, boom.
Am I confused? I'm confused. All these people on the
Sorry,
table,
Thanks, Brian.
are they Trinity's friends? Because she starts beating up the people on the table rather than Trinity, and they all try to attack her. So I'm confused. So
I genuinely don't think we'll get that answer. I suspect it's just she's there because it's where the script wants her to be, and we'll never find out what she was doing there, or who those people were, or why she was there, or who she's working with, and for what ends. I don't
Yeah.
think we're going to get it. I don't think we've got enough time to get it. It's just where she is, so the fight can take place in the bar, and that's pretty much it.
yeah, but why did they attack? Why did they attack her though? Why did the people on the table attack her? Because it's obvious she wanted to fight Trinity. So
Well, I
why
think
did they get
attacked them
involved?
first, doesn't she? Like, because she's trying to provoke Trinity into this fight. So Trinity says, "No, I'm not fighting you because you're unarmed." And then the assassin woman, she starts then kicking the shit out of them. So then they sort of fight back. So I guess that is provoked. But again, the other way that you're getting to this problem is that I think the explanation they give for why the Jedi are not using lightsabers in this scene, and in fact most of the fight scenes across the first 2 episodes are this weird sort of force foo thing, is actually behind the scenes. They wanted a fight, but they didn't want to reveal the Sith part of it until later. That means they can't have the assassin using a lightsaber. So what they've done is they've reinterpreted the old line about the Jedi only fighting in defense to justify them never using lightsabers, even where using a lightsaber would end the fight instantly and stop people being hurt. So they've kind of ruined another part of the Jedi by having Trinity be a fucking moron in this scene.
Was Carrie Ann Moss hired specifically for this scene?
I get the feeling she's going to come back. You can't hire someone like that and just have her killed in the first episode. It's either going to be flashbacks or she's going to come back for real, because nobody really dies, let's face it, in TV shows now. So
it'll be funny if they don't, though, because she gave an interview saying that her family, her kids and her husband in particular, were really excited when they learned she got a part in Star Wars. And if she never comes back, she dies in the first 5 minutes. Her kids will be so depressed.
Well, it reminds me of the entire Star Wars fan base. When I was making The Last Jedi, they came up to me and say, "Oh, we're so excited to see what you're going to do with Luke Skywalker." And I was just nodding and smiling because I knew what was coming. But anyway, we move on, and we're about to get a bar brawl, and she's in that stupid pose.
Attack me, Jedi.
Is that cultural appropriation? She pretends to be a samurai? I don't know. But we have still a bit of a foreplay going on here, don't we? Jedi do not attack the unarmed. White guys. Is there 2 white guys in this scene, though? Surely not. I don't know.
No, they're culturally cultural people. Yeah, they're
Culturally
not white.
varied.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
we
Yes,
fish the
you
right
do.
traits. Wow,
Yes, you do.
it's stellar dialogue, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it had me hooked to my phone. I could barely drag myself away from it to watch this show. What's going on with the hand? She got a touch of the old cerebral palsy, or what? A bit of a strange.
It's Jedi martial. It's martial arts. They've added martial arts to the Jedi law now, haven't they? So that's.
Okay.
So like Bruce Lee pose, isn't it, or something like that? I don't know what he was doing. She was doing
the
that.
mic. I don't know what's going on.
Pull
But,
my
here we
finger.
go. It's a fight. Brian, if you've recovered from your horrendous interruption, you want to take us through the opening sequence here in this fight? Brownie, I'll bounce you off this fucking stream if you interrupt them. Go on, Brian, take it away.
Well, not really, but I will say that
Oh.
the fight with the patrons would have been a lot better if she had used the force to knock them around, rather than I mean, she's a 5'3" girl throwing kind of movie Bob style heifers around with an empty tracksuit. Far better if she'd used the force, like maybe force push or launching people off their feet, etc.
If I may,
Yeah, after you.
don't Ruin, go back quickly.
I thought you were fucking joking. You actually
No,
did
just-
come and
you-
interrupt him at the end of his.
You can see
round.
that's a stunt person.
Of course, it's a stunt person.
Can you see
see
how
it.
different she looks?
Carrie Ann Moss had a stunt person as well. It was obvious. Like 9 times out of 10, you could see different face.
Right.
It didn't
Can't help
even
but think-
digitally go over the faces of people because
Yeah.
they can do that now, can't they?
Can't help but think that mask is probably the bigger reason why she's actually
Yeah.
they're using that so they can then do the CGI stunt double without using CGI. Rather. Sorry, Plutz,
Alright.
you've been interrupted 3 times there.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
interruption
It's
is
part
real.
of the course on this channel, apparently. Rude fuckers. No, it was actually
Alex.
just to your point. It's probably undue charity. My read of the fight scene, because of how hard she kicks people. Like, she kicks people through walls, and we do see her using the force later. So my read of it maybe was unduly charitable, but I was just assuming that maybe she was sort of using the force in parts of this fight scene. And that explains why she has such a heavy hit. Otherwise, no, it's just dumb.
She kicks the table, a really heavy table, and it goes flying towards a guy, doesn't it? And as I recall in this scene, so
Oh,
yeah,
look
maybe
at
she is
that.
using. Maybe she. Oh, stop interrupting me. Maybe she is using the force. Maybe I don't know. While kicking, I guess.
How
I think
easy would it be
just
to
for that
headbutt this?
A teapot has fucked something. I don't know what. But like, definitely a teapot's got into it.
It
I'm
looks
not-
like the Jules Rimet World Cup, the old World Cup.
I'm not moving on until we get a good Xbox description for this chap because holy fuck, he's asking for a Glasgow kiss there, Brian, isn't he? Wow.
I was going to say, imagine the purchase you could get just by grabbing those 2 handles and fucking headbutting that nose through his arse.
Is
Is that CGI? Do you reckon, or is it a real mask? Because I
Real.
see the two black bits on it, either side of his nose. That's where he's probably looking, the actor, rather than the eyes at the top, isn't it?
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Sword in the Storm. Oh, here we go. The underside of what? No, Sword in the Storm says, "Go fuck the racing bike."
Has he got a little metal hook screwed in to one of those handles on the our right hand side?
Yeah.
They're
That's right.
earrings.
When you have like a bottle of prosecco and you have to
Earrings.
unwind
They're
it.
earrings. They're earrings.
Oh, they're earrings.
Yeah, it might be female. You never know.
It'll be for the toy, you pull the string and it fucking talks or something like that.
We've got Madonna fucked Mr. Brown's tutor. We've
Okay.
got Amber Sidaway with a horseshoe crab fucked a Greek vase. All valid submissions. Don wants to know what his ex-wife's doing on the screen. Don, you'll have to answer that one. Badfoot's trying to suggest he's officially classed as a white male character, this one, but either way, it doesn't last long. Chris says it's a Minotaur fucked a frog. Yeah, we've got some real good submissions tonight. And we've got some, and maybe this makes more sense in America. I don't know. It looks like a ram fucked Joss Ackland. Who's Joss Ackland, anyone?
He's an
Is that-
actor. He's a British actor.
Oh, he's a British actor.
Yeah, he died.
Immunity.
It's a
Yeah.
weapon.
Diplomatic immunity.
What about a bull-fucked Bernard Bresslaw? Who the hell is Bernard Bresslaw?
British. He's British as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
Where
Bernard
that?
Bresslaw, Carry On, the big chap from the
That's
Carry On
right.
films.
Yeah, the big.
Oh, right. I must have been living on the
He's
island
never
of
watched them.
Acto. I don't know any of these people. Anyway, good work, chat. Good to know you're with us. Wow, what's happening? Oh, someone's
This is
pulled
the
the
table. This is where she
Kicks
boots
the table, yeah.
Kicks the table,
I
yeah.
quite like this little bit, just the idea of flicking the table up and taking a muscle
Kicking
shot.
it. Yeah.
Although she's only able to do it because his gun gets stuck in its holster, and so she survives because of luck. So like he goes to grab it and it gets stuck, and that gives her enough time to look at him, then flip the table, and then hide.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's a heavy table, isn't it? Look at this. She kicked it with ease, didn't she?
Yeah, she's not been skipping leg day, that's for sure.
Mm. We can't see
Oh,
anything.
Mega Geek's groaning. So what's going on? Is someone grab her, or does she grab someone? I can't see what's going on.
It's
here.
Trinity grabbing her.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Les Fest begins.
It reminded me of like a slightly less awkward version. You remember the fight between Darth Vader and Reva in the Obi-Wan show? Where before like he kills her, like he's just ducking around and using the Force to push her away when she's using a lightsaber. And it looks so awkward and janky because Vader is not supposed to be that lithe and nimble. It's sort of the same thing, but it causes problems because the Force has never ever been used in this way, I don't think, until the Disney Plus shows. But if you start having it that the Force can be so minutely controlled that you can actually use it to stop people's fists, if they're swinging weapons at you, you can stop them point blank, then there's really nothing it can't do against any melee opponent. And so there's a bit later on when Trinity will use the Force when the assassin tries to stab her, and it will stop her arm with the dagger in hand. Yet later on, when she throws the daggers, she has to use the lightsaber to reflect them for some reason, even though we now know the Force could just do it even more easily, like Neo stopping bullets. And it just looks shit. I really don't like this Force Fu thing, and I wish they'd stop doing it.
That's
I
what
like this
happens
bit.
when you. That's what happens when you do a prequel, the thing before the thing. If you know what I mean, like what George Lucas did with R2 flying, and he never flew in the original version, which happens to be in the future. And it's the same thing with this as well.
Oh.
The Force was never ever this. It was never
You
ever
mean
this.
retconning?
Yes, retconning.
Retcon the retcon. Brownie, can we do a intermission to do some super chats maybe at this point? I know
I think that would be good. Yes, we've got a
mid
couple
fight
of them, haven't we?
scene, but
Yeah.
we've got some doozies lined up. Should we do them? Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's our old mate Joshua. Can we
Josh.
get Kippers back in to do this wrenched submission, Kippers, if you would?
Yes, indeed. Joshua in the chat for $4.99 Imperial credits says, Hail Brown, Ruin, and Gang. Haven't experienced the misery of seeing the Acolyte yet. Unlike The Last Jedi. Anyone wanted to prong their eyes out after episode 2?
I think Mega Geek by the sound of it, yes. Here's one for you, Brown, personally for you. Go on, Brownie. You lap this one up.
Duke84 wrenched for $2 Canadian woke dollars. I really enjoy these streams, Brune.
Oh, that's
Thank
nice,
you.
isn't it?
It is. Thank you.
Let's get I'll tell you what, common people, I'll do you a solid. We'll get the Lord Chord himself to read this one out. Chordy, if you would, please.
Common people for £5. That is real money. One for the newbies, as my old dad used to say, a woman is like a car because you climb inside.
This one for the dads. Well done. And Mega Geek, why don't we get you doing this one from our old mate, William Barr? Oh, is Mega with us? Oh, it's not me, is it? Oh,
He's died of cringe.
he's there.
Oh, he's on mute.
Oh, he's
Shall I
on
do
mute.
it?
Oh, go on
Shall I do
then,
it?
Brown.
Okay.
You know you want to.
William Barr for £5. Real money, allegedly. Should have broke the fourth wall to start the fight with her saying, "Hall,
American, Brown. American.
Hall, that last Matrix film was piss ya cow."
That sounds more Scottish than American.
Aye, laddie, aye.
He's working on his accents. Thanks, William. Okay. Oh, we've already done that. You owe us another £5, common people. Back to the fight, folks. Hope you enjoyed the piss break. And let's get back to the action. Here we go. Nice being drawn. Now, did anyone else think this was a bitch move? And I'll tell you something funny. I was looking at the responses and the reactions on Twitter, and genuinely, there were some people, I can only describe them as Disney fans, who thought this was slightly problematic, that the black actress draws a knife in a fight.
Oh, God.
No way,
They thought
really?
You're
was maybe a bit.
joking.
Yes, they thought it was problematic. They thought it was in bad faith. And yes, they thought it was a bit, close
But
to
she's an
commentary on
assassin,
modern
though.
day themes.
All those inner city blacks in Chicago who pull out fucking kunai to throw at people. Yeah, that was definitely the inspiration. It wasn't going for the samurai ninja stuff. No, it's because she's black. Okay, I see. What a load of
But
shit.
she's an assassin, isn't she? They use all kind of
Yeah.
weapons to kill their targets. So I don't understand what's going on there.
And they are
No,
actually kunai. Like they're not even Star Wars versions of kunai. They are just throwing daggers that ninjas use. They've got little hooks in them. She uses them as throwing daggers. It's not supposed to be some commentary on the stabbing inclinations of African Americans.
Well, I'm just saying what the shills are saying, but anyway, no stabbing goes on just yet because we have the Matrix lady doing the old force shield. Could she not afford some better gloves? Those fingerless tatty gloves. God Christ, they look a bit like something Brown would wear in bed over his feet. They're awful.
If she's that powerful, she could have just chucked her on a wall and just keep chucking her on the wall. Like we've seen other Jedis do. I don't understand why she allowed her to get that close even. Anyway, it's a dumb script and it's a dumb fight as well. So
I just I cannot comprehend why someone would walk into a bar in the middle of the day with loads of people around thinking, yeah, I'm going to start a fight with a Jedi master, no less, who has a lightsaber, a superior weapon, and I'm using some tiny little daggers and I'm going to win. Why the fuck would you think that ever?
But she won. So she won. So,
yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing about it. You know,
I know.
Just the most contrived writing. That jeez.
And also, why does all Jedis dress the same in the same colors? It's just ridiculous. Are they priests or something? They have to dress that way?
Sort of, but they don't. That's the interesting thing because I think Trinity is only wearing that because we need to know she's a Jedi from the off.
Yeah.
But the High Republic Jedi otherwise don't wear those robes. They wear different, slightly more colorful and ceremonial ones. So I don't know why they've decided, let's have multiple Jedi costume designs in this rather than one single High Republic one.
Yeah, you're right.
I like the way that May jumped up with the balcony. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Trinity, not so much.
I still, if you look at that scene again, that bit with the slow-mo, I'm telling you, that's not slow-mo. They're doing it. They're doing it for real. They're pretending they're going slow. If you look at that scene again, it's so ridiculous. Oh my God, this is so bad.
We have an unidentified force user.
Don't like this, but
what was that about?
Well, she's breaking the fall of a patron who has just launched over.
Yeah.
But what I hate about this is that it kind of fucks up Palpatine's demise if Jedi can just break people's falls.
Exactly. You see, when they made this, right, they didn't care about what went before or what came after or anything. They just created what they wanted to create, and without no respect to the Star Wars lore whatsoever. Obviously, trying to push the gay angle in everything. That's what they're trying to do. So you get what you get at the end of the day.
There was an episode of Clone Wars though, where Anakin and Ahsoka, very early in the season, I do believe, the first season, where the characters jump off a very high cliff all the way down to the ground, and then they use the Force to break their fall, like by pushing, and then they break their own fall that way. So Filoni probably would come in and say, "Oh no, that is canon, so shut up."
The Phantom Menace is a hack, and he needs to go away.
The Phantom Menace kind of does that as well. That was entirely George Lucas's creation. So, you know what I mean?
Oh, check out Brian, the Disney shill, putting the boot in on Lucas.
I'm sorry. I need to be true. I can't just make up shit.
No,
See, when they were on the platform at the top, and she does the force and she throws her. Why did she just throw her over the thing so it can just fall to her death or something? Why did she just insist that she kept the fight up there? The fight is so stupid. It's just, man.
Just a wee point about the Force Fu shiter that they keep going on about.
Mm.
You know, I don't like that fighting style at all. But obviously, it's just far too Matrix-like. But I accepted that fighting style in the Matrix because it is supposed to be a computer simulation, whereas this is supposed to be reality, and it doesn't fit.
In Phantom Menace, when they take on Darth Maul, I think he did one kung fu kick, and that was about it. But it was all about the lightsaber fight, wasn't it? It was all about how technically and how superior they were with the lightsaber, because that's the Jedi's weapon. I don't understand why she didn't break out a lightsaber.
That was quite a brutal fight, because Qui-Gon got a few danger slaps in there as well.
Yeah.
While we've got you, Brian, could we have your how can we describe him? He's the African gentleman who sounds like some kind of dodgy telesales guy. Can we have that accent for this submission from Ciderfeed, please?
Ciderfeed in the chat says, if only Headland had put as much effort into this as she did deleting the Harvey's hard
There
drive.
we go. We'll get the internet help desk just to double check the deletion was completed correctly. But yeah, thanks for that side of it. So meanwhile, this awesome fight scene continues. Has Trinity done anything other than put a hand out? Is that basically the only move she's got? I don't know, but
And looking cool.
Yep. Did anyone? Okay, here's a question for the panel. Did anyone warm to this character of Trinity or whatever her real
Yeah,
name
it's
is?
Trinity.
Yeah.
I'll say it's Trinity.
We didn't
No,
get long
'cause they-
enough to know it, did we?
Well,
Exactly, they gave us fucking nothing. Absolutely
Oh,
nothing. You're
okay.
only
Maybe
liking
not
it
then.
because of what she was in other shows. That is a bad fucking sign.
Sorry, Brian.
There is a reason we are all calling her Trinity. I genuinely don't remember what her name is in the show at all.
it was
Dara.
Mossamada or something. Apparently.
And Dara. You're thinking of Massa Amida, the guy with the horns from...
Oh, I know.
Fun.
I'm thinking of Mos Eisley. I don't know. They all sound the fucking same to me.
Unless
okay,
she...
got a handout again. Go on, Brian. What's this moonwalk?
Unless she comes back as a Force Ghost, this is going to be one hell of a missed opportunity.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can the
We
Frost
have
back
got
later on?
some alternative character names. Oh, you got rid of that, Brian. Is that you, Brian? Queef Bongo, Scissor Harder,
Ooh.
Bindara. Yes, and my personal favourite, Master Food Fodder. So we have the nice slatted wood with the light coming in. We have the aggressive pose with the red dreadlocks. What's not to love? I don't know what's wrong with you, man,
Exactly, it's
babies.
amazing. I love
It's
it.
Empire Strikes Back levels of fantasticness.
Yeah, but Empire Strikes Back, when they did fights and lightsaber, it made sense. But this makes no sense. If you're going to try and kill a Jedi, you won't go out in the public and try and kill her, will you? You'd wait, or even have like a rifle or something like they did in, what's that one where they changeling and they fired a
Attack
dart
of the
in and stuff like
Clones.
you take a clone,
Yeah.
you'd do something like that, wouldn't you? You wouldn't try and confront it in front so that everybody can see what you're doing.
Was it
Stupid.
Attack of the Clones?
In a way,
I think
in
so.
a way, she actually uses her environment and the patrons run about to actually gain an advantage. That's how she beats her here.
Nah, she beats her because she tried to save the guy with the little kid, didn't she?
Yeah,
That's
but
how
if
she
there was
beat
no
her.
one, but if there was no one else about, she wouldn't have beat her.
Master
I
Flick.
don't know.
I'm gonna if you keep giving me them, chat, I'll keep putting them on
Is that
screen.
Sean's brother?
Plunges twerking. Anyway, the fight rolls on. Whoosh,
Oh,
whoosh.
sorry.
Oh, what happened there?
I pressed.
It's okay. No, I kind of liked it. It was more dynamic than the actual fight scene, bro. It was good.
But that
Just,
that knife is from kung fu movies, isn't it?
yeah,
I've
it's
seen
it's
those,
a
yeah.
kunai,
What is it?
I think is what they're
Right,
called.
right.
And yeah, so it is an actual throwing dagger, and they have just stolen
Shit.
it from various sort of East Asian movies. But the thing I
Oops.
was going to point out is that Trinity's original excuse for not fighting is that the Jedi don't fight unarmed opponents, and she's been using daggers for a good few minutes now, and there's still no lightsaber. The fight would be over if she just pulled out her lightsaber and threatened the opponent, and then you don't, because of it, soon in a couple of minutes it might even be here, or maybe it might be in 1 or 2 slides time, she will use the line, the Jedi only draw their lightsabers if they are prepared to kill, which is again not true. You
That's
could have
not
just
true.
pulled it out at the beginning and the fight would never have happened because she'd know she could never have won. That's the other reason to dislike what very little characterization we've had of Trinity, is that the only thing we know about her is she's a fucking moron, which doesn't help.
Also, right, she's this Jedi seems more powerful than Ben Kenobi, but Ben Kenobi had the smarts, didn't he? When that guy in the bar pushed Luke Skywalker, he didn't take a chance. He just fucking got his lightsaber and chopped his hand off. Do you know what I mean? Why didn't this woman here chop her hand off? She had every opportunity to. Why was she trying to reason with her?
That's a good point. You know, literally when I heard that line that Plutz was talking about, my first thought was bollocks. You know, the Jedi primarily use the lightsaber for defense, right? As Plutz probably said earlier on. But even when they do fight, their aim is generally neutralizing a threat rather than killing. Kenobi in A New Hope is probably a great example of that. And even it's alluded to in the famous episode 5 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode where he chastises Anakin for being too aggressive.
Yeah.
Hate to do it, folks, but I'm going to take us all the way back to the arena. I just want to briefly just touch on this line because I was in the writing room with Leslie Headland when we were workshopping this, and the original line was actually going to say, "I'm here to kiss you." And I do think that would have been much
What was
better.
the question?
Anyway.
What was the question? Go back to the question. This is so stupid. What are you doing here? As if it isn't obvious. If it isn't obvious what she's doing.
But it's slightly more condensed. So Trinity grabs her and takes her mask off, and that's when she first recognizes who she is. So now she, for the first time, knows who she's fighting, recognizes her. They have some past experience, even though we've already had that in dialogue, but this is the first time Trinity knows. So she's asking, what specifically are you doing here? Not just generally, what are you doing here? Though you're right, the answer is obvious because she's been trying to get her the whole time.
See that shot there where she's holding a hand? That's a real kung fu move that is there. The way she's holding the hand right there. So that's quite neat.
Does Trinity know who she actually is, or is she assuming that she's Osha?
Well, the thing is that I think that what's May's dead, got burnt up in whatever fire or something. They think he's dead, so she's assuming that she's the other one, right?
Osha back for
yeah. So I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Some more character names: Minge Tryhard, Moss Vaginion. Simple Route 1, but it works. Master B Flaps.
Do you know what? Right, I saw a review. Sorry, an interview with this girl. She's very, very pretty. The girl who's playing I can't remember this character. Is it May? I think she's incredibly pretty. It's a shame they've given her a Rick James hairstyle, isn't it? Stupid.
You have to Google this Rick James. Anyway, the fight scene continues, although we are coming to the exciting climax, and here it is. We get a bit of the green. Excited for the green lightsaber, Brian?
I thought she looked as cool as fuck with her stance. I'd like to see a bit more action from her. More ways than one, possibly.
Yeah.
And we don't get the true reflection of it, but she basically cuts through the knives as they're flung towards her, doesn't she, with the lightsaber? I did find it slightly unbelievable because her motion that she cuts through the knives, where it would involve the knives traveling at a speed of about 3 miles per hour. It was a little out of sync, but it's okay. It's Disney. We don't use our brains. It's fine. And she's already with the High Guard. Wow, what a standoff. What a moment. Plutz, why don't you come back in and talk us through, because this is really the climax of the fight, isn't it?
She had a chance to kill her, though, didn't she, as well? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, she has, but then she should have ended the fight without killing her right at the beginning. Like, every single moment of this fight is unnecessary because Trinity has the power to stop it, but she just doesn't use it. But yeah, so she chops the little daggers out of the sky. Seemingly, the assassin only has one left. It turns out she has secretly got another one up her sleeve. Except it's problematic because, of course, in episode 2, the Jedi can read minds again. So why she can't just read her mind and figure out what she's doing, I don't know, but fuck it. So then, yeah, she throws the dagger at the poor little hammerhead shark bartender guy. And that distracts Trinity, who tries to save him. And so she can use her hidden dagger to kill Trinity. And that is her gone, dead, and out of the next episode, at least.
But she is so powerful that she threw Trinity 6 foot in the air and smashed her into a wall. That's crazy, right? And well, she's just as powerful as Trinity. That's what they're saying, aren't they? With that. But yeah, bring a child to work day. That's what it was for this guy. Yeah.
Is Brownie around, or is he
Yes.
he's fallen over pissed? Brownie, always like to get your take on the alien design, because I know sometimes you have a problem with the facial layout of the aliens. What do you make of this guy's eyes being below his nose, and then are you okay with that? What do you think?
I'm okay with this. Just it looks like
Okay.
one of the aliens from Jerry Anderson's Space
It
Precinct.
does a bit, yeah. It
So,
does.
so what you're saying is, after how much gin you've had, you still would just.
Every hole is a goal. All that, you know. That was Trinity saving the alien's life, by
Yes.
the way. And
Yeah,
then
she
got
saves
distracted.
his life.
Yeah.
Even that, this is, I can't work out whether this is confused characterization or whether it will be built into something later. But so the assassin lobs the dagger, being quite prepared to kill this guy, because like it's either Trinity will distract him herself to get, save his life, or she won't. But she's quite prepared to see him die. Then she goes to kill him after she's killed Trinity and doesn't, because he has a little kid with him. So that's like, I am prepared to commit murder, but I'm not prepared to murder children, maybe, which at least makes her less like immoral than Reaver, but only just.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the chat submissions. Princess Fiona out of nowhere. It looks like Haley Bailey fuck Grizzly Adams. Wow. Princess Fiona. You've knocked that one out of the park. Well done. Yes, but for those who didn't catch Plute's little summary of what's going on here, because it's a bit, looking at in the still, you would think this guy's just got a knife in the head. As Plute said, Trinity saves him by force stopping the knife, but in doing so, the second knife, the hidden knife, is then fired into her chest. And I don't know, it's hard to tell from Star Wars these days. Is that a recoverable wound? What do we think?
Hold on. So basically, she says she pulls her lightsaber and she says a Jedi doesn't pull their lightsaber unless they're going to kill. But that's bollocks, because Ben Kenobi chopped some guy's hand off. He pulled his lightsaber and he didn't kill him, did he?
Yes.
So they're just creating all these laws now, which doesn't exist in Star Wars at all. It's just weird.
It's just at least Trinity just dies here and isn't resurrected. Well, maybe I could be speaking too soon. This.
Yes, be careful.
No one's ever really gone, Brian. Come on, you watch the movie. So, we're not trolling you in the chat. If you didn't watch it, they really did kill off Trinity in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. Brilliant. There we go. And the lightsaber retracts.
I did like this.
You like this, did you?
Yeah, I like you can see the, what's the crystal?
The Kyber.
Yeah, you can see the crystal.
Kyber.
I liked that.
Okay. That's the second time you said you like something, Brown. This has got promise.
Yeah, I liked that. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
The knife that's suspended in midair falls onto the bar.
You shouldn't see the crystal from that angle. It should be inside it. And we kind of have seen it before with Anakin Attack of the Clones when the Geonosian machine chops his lightsaber in half.
Anonymous Bastard says that's just a 3 in the Sabine scale. She'll be absolutely fine. So, barely penetrated the rib cage. But seemingly it is enough to finish her off, because she kind of slumps over, and I mean, anyone else like me who's watching it's probably thinking, oh, she'll recover. She'll be whisked away to a medical center. They'll douse her in back the queef, and she'll be absolutely fine. But
it was this actual shot was the one that convinced me she was going to be coming back, because why would you not take her lightsaber as proof that you'd killed her unless she needed it later?
Oh, very good. Very
but
good.
apparently she doesn't come back from what I've heard, so she just left the lightsaber there for no fucking reason anyway.
You also see a scene later on where, was it the trailer? One of the trailers where May is actually holding that lightsaber.
Oh.
Do you notice the design of the lightsaber? Do you think that? Yep, I'm afraid so. Do you think the design of the lightsaber there is deliberately made to look slightly more retro than the later editions, or do you think it's just a paint by numbers?
Well, why is everybody? Why do I get the feeling that this girl who's killed people, she's going to be a goodie at the ending?
The Disney
She
way.
will be. She will be in the very bit that probably gives it away. Is the thing that Plute mentioned. There's a little look she gives the bartender, showing a little bit of vulnerability, maybe even a lack of resolve. It's just coming up.
It's a
Yeah,
the
so
Chinese.
again, Plute set us up for this one earlier, didn't he? So, and whoever said bring a kid to work day. So, yeah, she's seemingly going to finish off the only witness, which is the bartender, and then at that moment, the camera pans down, and there's the Puss
E.T.
Boots from Shrek.
It's like E.T.
Yeah, so it's this little child, and she just shows that she does have a heart, and I mean, I think she'd have just killed a pair of them, but no, she decides to walk out. Roll the credits. We're finally getting started. So
Yay!
1 hour
1 hour
14 in.
15.
It's okay. No one's got work tomorrow. It's a bank holiday all around the globe, so we're
Can you
okay.
go just very quickly back to the little kid?
But we're going back. Okay.
Just very quickly.
Yeah.
It's Sid from Ice Age, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
yes,
the name.
of
I've been
course
trying to
it
get that
is.
name. Z usually says that. I could not get the name. I played Platoon.
What a load of rubbish. What a load of shit. It really is. Total shit, this film is.
Just take a drink,
Episode.
folks. Roll the credits. Okay, here we go. And okay, so this was this a kind of the playing fast and loose here, aren't they? Because she wakes up with a gasp, and you think, okay. it was
But
all
you
a
know
fucking
what,
dream
right? I
sequence.
actually with the less, I think it was like 3 minutes of this character. I actually warmed to this character very fast. Her for some reason. I don't know. I kind of like this character. I
Well,
think
she
it's
seems
yeah.
normal, right?
Yes,
like she's not
exactly. Yeah.
offensively overpowered yet. She's not like immoral yet. She's not portrayed as this unstoppable, heroically female generic character yet. So I can see where you're coming from. And I think also, like, if you put out of your mind the fact that we know, because we probably read the shit beforehand, that we know that there's the sister dynamic and we already know they're twins. If you forget the pre-coverage, it's not terrible as a little twist, I don't think. Because I was trying to watch it thinking, if I can put out of my mind the fact that I already know she's a twin sister, and if I am just coming to this from the first time, I can see this being legitimately misleading in not a bad way. So that's kind of good, maybe?
I thought it was a flashback. That's what I thought. I thought, oh, it's a flashback of this character, how she became that character, but it obviously wasn't. But as I said, I warmed to this character right away for some unknown reason.
She also she saves the cat in it as well.
Yeah.
Ian, that's maybe one of the reasons.
Maybe.
So we are introduced here to there's always a sidekick robot, and
please
in
let
this
Bruce
case-
talk. He's been trying to speak for 15 minutes.
Oh, Brown! Oh, God, Brown! It's Brown. Look, Brown. We're so sorry. It's your stream. He's gone.
What happened? What happened? Where did he go?
I can't. I've just booted him. I can't do with the guy anymore.
Listen,
just have
guys,
5 minutes on the naughty step.
This is
Brown.
the worst. This is the worst robot design ever in the history of Star
fucking
Wars.
tricorder.
It's stupid, isn't it? It's so stupid.
If I may,
go on, Brown. The stage.
I know you're
Spit it out.
tooling with me.
Have 5 minutes on the naughty step, Brown. No, come on,
It's
Brown.
better
I
be
won't
worth
do
it
it
when he
again.
comes back and actually gets to say what he wants to say.
Brown, that's for interrupting
Did she
Brian.
wake up so quickly, like that, because she's got a connection with her twin sister?
Maybe, but maybe she just had a bad dream. Who knows? I don't know.
So we were talking about the droid, weren't we? Because every good Star Wars has a good droid. I mean, what the fuck is this thing?
I know, it's so stupid, isn't it?
She looks like Nathan Ake from Manchester City.
It's one for all the football fan Brits. What is this thing? It's like an old Nintendo Game Boy, isn't it, or a droid Switch or whatever they call it. I don't know, but it's a robot that fits in your pocket.
Multi-purpose semi-MacGuffin thingy.
Yeah, it's a Wayfinder. That's what it is. So we find out she's it's not mechanic, but it's something like that, isn't it? What do they call her?
Mech tech.
Mech tech.
Dave Lister of the Star Wars universe.
Oh, okay. So was the intention here? We're all meant to think that was a dream sequence. Was that the intention? Or
No, I think they're trying to play it quite coy. They're trying to not give that away yet, because this entire exchange with this random person, this other mech tech, whatever the fuck, is designed to try and make you think these are the same persons at the moment. So we're not yet supposed to know that they are different people.
I thought it was a flashback personally, because I not read anything about this crap. So, and I thought it was a flashback, but obviously it isn't.
Because this exchange that he's asking why she didn't come out with them the previous night. So like we're supposed to think, oh, the previous night she wasn't out with them because she was away killing a Jedi. Oh, clever mystery. And actually, I think it's quite clunky, but it's not terrible. I've seen worse attempts to do this. It's later on when the Jedi arrive that everything really starts going to fuckery, when in terms of like character and terrible establishing bits and shit.
Is this if this is a big ship? Okay, so if anybody leaves the ship, I'm assuming this is orbiting in space. So if anybody leaves the ship, they must have a record of people leaving the ship, right?
You would think.
Yeah. So when they come to arrest her and stuff like that, couldn't they just check the records that she was on the ship all the time?
Yes.
Did anybody? Is this set before Attack of the Clones and all that Phantom Menace?
This is 100 years before the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
It says that, but it's 100 years before the rise of the Empire, and the rise of the Empire was 13 years later.
Oh, true. So it's
so
like 77 years before.
Yeah, okay. Why does it look more like Star Wars?
Oh, careful.
You know, like Empire, Return of the Jedi, and all that.
Doesn't look like that.
No, the kind of scenery, the ship tech.
Well, Star Wars, isn't it?
It just looks like it doesn't look anything like the Phantom Menace kind of ship tech.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care.
I don't know. It looks like it's set from the wrong era, or is it just me?
Well, Brownie, I'll give you a chance to make up for that awful observation, frankly. Could you do your best Nemoidian in the using the chat on the screen, please?
Nemoidian? Oh, it's like Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Yeah, not bad. You've been practicing, Brown. Yeah.
They got rid of the accents, though, didn't they? Because they're now CGI faces, which look worse than the old practical ones, and they got rid of the accent because I guess it was racist.
Yeah.
Just we went through about 4 slides there in quick succession. I want to give you a bit of trivia if you'll indulge.
Oh, please.
7-hour streaming coming, folks.
The gentleman on the left, Philic, he mentions Nar Shaddaa, which is a planet, which is a moon of the Hutt's home planet, Nal Hutta. Nar Shaddaa is apparently the home world of Aurora Singh, the Jedi turned bounty hunter, and also Jedi Master Eith Koth, who's a Zabrak, the same species as
what?
Darth Maul. So someone on the writing team has done their homework for at least one segment of this.
Nicely done, Brian. Picking up the Z slack there for tonight. Yeah.
Also, right? Did it ever? It always grates with me when they have a regional accent in Star Wars, and it's just I don't know I don't know what the black guy's accent was, but it just grated with
English.
me. And also the little girl in the second one grated with me, her accent as well. I was just like,
I'm still waiting for the first Scouser in Star Wars.
Oh God, no! Please.
Great having a Scouser, wouldn't it?
Luke Skywalker.
What would you be your preferred Star Wars Scouse accent? Are we talking Ringo Starr or Stevie G?
Ringo Starr,
definitely. Got to be Stevie G. Ringo's high pitched.
I'm a tank engines and friends.
Apollo
crazy.
We're outside the ship because she's doing a shield generator repair.
So how many things did they rip off? They ripped off the Matrix, then they ripped off this is Red Dwarf, and now they're ripping off a bit of Star Trek with the magnetic boots.
As well.
Outland, yeah. What else? Jeez,
nice one, Brown. Nice one.
Princess Fiona's bum.
Just slightly distracted by something here. What are we doing again? Princess Fiona in the chat. Hello there, Princess Fiona. Okay, we're outside the ship, and she's got the anti-gravity boots on because it's important. This man, babies, they pay a lot of attention to the physical aspects of space.
See where this is going.
I know what's coming.
You can indeed.
You just know that somewhere some cosplaying prick is making a pair of them right now.
And this is a Nemoidian line, so we go back to Mr. Brown. Take it away, Brown.
What is taking so long? Activate the shield immediately. Man.
Go on, it's another Nemoidian, Brown. So just make this a
was the woman, wasn't
female.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Makes Aaron, Captain.
Another Kathleen Kennedy self-insert there on the left-hand side. By a Mars attack.
Grease grubbers are disposable.
Try not to sound too Asian.
Were the Nemoidians always so oily? He looks very oily and greasy, doesn't he? I don't know.
That's just the bad CGI.
Okay.
What is the cargo?
Don't know. Who cares?
Is that a Yoda line? Our cargo is not.
You're saying that
Cargo is
disposable.
not.
They are disposable, but the cargo is not.
This was attempt at humour, wasn't it? We can hear you.
Yeah, this reminds me of that Star Wars film. Do you remember when that? Which one was that one again? I think it was the second one, wasn't it? When he was having the joke with the guy on the ship. Remember that? Poe was having a joke with.
Yeah, it was my movie. I do. He was.
Yeah.
He dropped a your mama joke, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think.
God.
They need to actually remind us that it's supposed to be very funny by actually saying very funny. But anyway, they're doing some meaningless task on the ship and fixing this and bypassing the compressor and all that kind of shit. And we're going to weld it together. And is she using a robot to do it, or does that just look like the robot?
That's Pip, isn't it?
That is actually Pip. Okay.
Yeah.
Pressure gauge is spiking. Get ready, folks, and bang, boom. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. Leaves it on the cliffhanger. It was the pressure valve, and here we are. Let's bring the Chordy in, because we have here, Lordy, a seemingly a fire in space. What do you make of this?
It's not. I don't know if there's another slide for it, because there's like a better visual for why this is wrong. Yeah, it's hard to capture in a still. So like, obviously, like space is not got oxygen in it, and it's not. There's zero gravity. There's no atmosphere. Like there's nothing there that makes fire crackle like it's in a grate in your home, for example. And it's just happily sort of sitting there crackling away like it's just in a movie studio, which funnily enough it is. It's not a huge thing, but it is sort of one of those minor details that really aids the suspension of disbelief. Whereas now you just know that they are standing in a set, as opposed to, even attempting to bring you into it.
There was oxygen coming to it from
No. Well, the thing is, right, that ships blow up in space in Star Wars anyway, and you've got these huge fireballs, which wouldn't really happen in real life. But with this, it just should have been a spark, and then something malfunctions. It shouldn't be on fire, in my opinion. But anyway,
Should have done the fire inside.
Is it the spark which lights the fire, which burns the flames, which brings the resistance back to save the galaxy? It's all going to be fantastic, man, babies. You know what we're talking about.
Brun makes a good point. And
Does he?
There's a source of oxygen. He does. Just once, at least once. That if there is a source of oxygen, it could burn. But I think the other
it's more like,
point
it's
that Blitz
more the
makes
way
is
it
that it's
burns,
the move.
right?
The gravity.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Flames in gravity, non-gravity.
I don't mind that.
Broken clock's right twice a day, isn't it, Brown?
I don't mind that.
It is.
Because, as I said, right, they do break the laws of space
Physics.
in Star Wars. Yeah, so
I think it's more like it's the way it burns, but it's more like it looks so cheap.
it
So
does.
again,
yeah.
I'm not a huge stickler for technical accuracy and science fantasy stuff like Star Wars, because the opposite of sound in space and there's hard lasers and none of it makes huge amounts of sense. But it is supposed to do at least the minimum amount of effort to create that suspension of disbelief, and it's not supposed to just look cheap when you've spent $180 million on it.
You know where they went wrong on that fire? They used real fire.
No, they went
As
wrong in the
opposed
whole
to
of this
CGI.
bloody series.
Look at the size of that. Are we just going to go past that and not mention how big the fucking hats are? Jesus Christ.
Well,
Very big, aren't they?
he's let's just say it's the Liam Neeson of hats. You don't know what he's got
Where he
going on.
comes from, that's the height of fashion. So there you go.
I'm just more shocked by how
Literally.
terrible the CGI looks, and I'm sure it cost more than just pulling one of the old like actual masks they used to wear out of storage. They must still have them.
It's easier to do that than to actually have the mask because the actor has to put it on and he's going to get all hot and bothered and all that kind of stuff. So
They could have just greened up KK. Same effect.
She's got that neck though. You won't be able to disguise that in green, will you? So there you go.
So they are. So we're back on the ship. The generator's the fire's been tamed. The generator's been heard, and here we go. We have there's a white male. Everyone, calm down. I told you there'd be some. Is it? I know actually.
No.
I'm not sure.
Girl,
No,
it's a
maybe
girl.
not.
It's a
It's a
girl.
white female. Okay, nearly.
Super chats, mate. Should we do some super chats?
We should. We absolutely should. The stacking up. Go on, Brown. Get through it. Give me. Let me go and have a swig of rum. Or
I
10.
don't know who we've done. Have we done this? M Duke 84.
No.
5 Canadian woke dollars. Gin's kicking in. Who trained you? Yes. Which Jedi trained you? Who trained me? Why are you asking me? No, that's the Jedi's name. That's whose name? Yes.
Very good, MJ. Actually, much better than the dialogue.
Yeah, I thought so. M Duke 84, 5 woke dollars. Thank you, my friend. I came to this bar to scissor and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Very good.
We need to go back to the bar.
I
Back
don't
to the bar.
understand these fucking costumes. You think about what we just watched a couple of months ago, Shogun, and how magnificent the costuming was here.
Yeah.
And here we've just taken fucking Leslie Headland's curtains.
It's your old mate, Girth Knights, for
Girth
$5. Agreed with at Mega.
Don't say
that's
it.
you in.
Don't say it.
Okay.
It's the incorrect way of referencing
The gal of
different,
colour.
yes. But we get the meaning, Girth.
Okay.
It is my old mate, Girth. Give him a
Mega Spider-Man, €5. Is this new droid worse than Cassian Zinandor or Dio in Tross? Which is
The Rise of
worse, and
Skywalker.
why? Yeah, Trinity.
Dio is the fucking hair dryer.
hair
Sorry, I
dryer.
just realised you were in a chat there.
This is shaping up to be actually worse, but then nothing can beat L337. Surely that's my favorite.
What's the
droid.
what was the because like previously before these scenes there was that square robot that was walking in the background.
Oh,
I don't know what that robot was called.
Gonk
droid?
Gonk droids.
Gong.
Oh, it's a gonk droid. Oh, okay.
I like
There
the
was
Gonk
one-
droid.
There was one earlier on the.
Yeah, there's one earlier.
I immediately hated this black guy here. I thought he was a right dick.
This
I
is a
think he was
guy.
supposed to be.
Oh.
I think he was supposed to be.
I thought this was a lesbian.
He's kind of the whipping boy of this show.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he is. He is.
Here you go, folks. Hooligan S3 for $20. No one expects the Jedi lightsaber draw. Our chief reason is to kill and melt doors. Among our reasons are to kill and to melt doors. I shall come in again.
Would you like some Z3PO trivia on this?
Always.
Always, Brian.
Time to go and make a cup of coffee. Yord's Padawan on the right here is Tazi Loa. I have to be very careful how I say this. She is a Zygerian,
Not Nigerian.
What?
which is a human feline species. And this makes no sense. Who
Pussy.
somehow evolved from a canine species. Species that are apparently slavers. They own slaves. And they allied with Dooku's CIS during the Clone Wars.
So
Get
there are
this,
cat
this is
girls
not-
in Star Wars now.
Yeah, this is not just a ridiculous design purely done by Disney. Her species were actually first mentioned in 1987, believe it or not, in the Star
What?
Wars source book,
Wow.
but didn't appear until Star Wars: The Clone Wars in 2008. So again, there are writers on Leslie's team who have done that.
Okay. Well, look. While she's on screen and we're talking about her, let's quickly go to Brown. Brown, What would you give her out of 10?
A mark between 1 and 10.
Yes, between 1 to 10.
For the one on the right.
On the right.
1 and 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd give her 1.
You give her 1. She's 12, Brown.
I'd give her 10.
You give her a pass, is what you give her, Brown. She's 12 years old. God's
Is
sake.
she?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not Jimmy Savile. Wouldn't touch her with a barge
How's
pole.
about?
Well, the man is from Leeds, so there's some similarities.
Larry in the chat for
Larry.
$20. Mate, you look.
How come your Jimmy Savile impression sounds like a Dalek, Brown?
Well, on screen we have Jord Fondler, but we know
What?
that's not his real name. So can we get Jord Fondler's real name, please, chat? If you could go off to the Wikipedia and come back to me with Jord Fondler's real name. Look at those ears, Brown. Now, we know you like a nice big pair of ears to nibble on, don't we?
Got all that with all fur all over it. Yeah.
But without the fur, you're good, Mega, yeah?
No,
You're
no
okay
one touch her with a barge pole. I'm not Jimmy
Oh.
Savile, for God's
I'll
sake.
even touch you with yours.
Is Swapper's back with us? Is he died of COVID?
Died, I
What-
think.
Oh,
No, I'm here. Yeah.
Yes, here he is, Swappers. Exceedingly good bone structure here, Swappers, would you say? What do you make of this?
She looks like a human version of a fucking bat.
She looks like one of the Lost Boy vampires, you know, when they go all nasty and they still look a little bit human, but they've got a bit of a weird thing. Anyway, we've got some character names coming in for our mate on screen here. We've got Sir Shirt Lifter.
Oh, God. I would just say the views of the chat don't
represent
reflect
the
views of the...
Is this guy gay, by the way? The one on the left.
Well, he's just having a good time. It doesn't matter. I don't know.
He's happy.
Is he in real life? I don't know. Who knows?
Is he the one that got said the Anakin?
Yeah.
thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, okay, gotcha.
I've got a request from the chat.
Go on.
If we could go back and read the second part of Mega Spider-Man's comment, at least to get his money's worth.
How far back are we going? Mega Spider-Man.
Perhaps someone behind this, continue streaming, someone behind the scenes can pick it up.
Brownie, get one of the
chats.
get the intern on the job, Brown.
Oh, Mega, could you do us a favour, mate? Just retype the second part. I'll pick it up, mate.
Look at Mega Spider-Man putting in a formal complaint to the channel there.
For some reason, everyone seems to think I'm customer service. I don't quite understand.
Well, you are, aren't you? Mega, put the second part, mate. Apologies. Well, I'll spot it. Don't worry.
Anyway, while we
discount if we read it out.
No, just put it down,
here.
mate. Mega, just put it down. You don't need to pay or anything. Just put it down, and I'll.
Oh, that's charitable of you.
I deleted because I thought I'd read it. You see, so I cleared the super chats out on the software. Sorry.
So this tedious scene as it plays out while we try and sort out that super chat issue. Basically, these two weirdos are here for the young black girl, aren't they? Basically, they're looking for Chordy will do a much better job explaining this nonsense. Can you give us your little posh, pithy synopsis of what's going on?
Yeah, the Jedi are here to pick up the suspects, and the Neimoidians are denying they have them here because they're the Trade Federation, and what they're trying to do, subtly enough, I suppose, is to portray the Trade Federation as already a shady bunch of fucks, because they're using human labor on the outside of their ships, even though the Republic has outlawed it and said that only droids can do it. So yeah, they're trying to hide the fact that they have human laborers. It's kind of interesting that he threatens to use the Force on him here in a way that I assume would be nasty and mean and bad. That never comes up again. But I don't know what sort of Force torture maneuver he's threatening to use.
He did use
that's
it,
legal.
Though, didn't
No, he threatens to use it, and the other Neimoidian steps in and says, "Oh no, we do have them. They're downstairs, so he doesn't have to use it."
Oh no, because he makes him talk or something like that, doesn't he? He doesn't. He
No,
does a
not in this
Jedi.
scene. He might do it later, but in
No,
this
no,
scene,
he does. In this scene, he does that thing with what Obi-Wan did
No.
with the.
No,
Not
he
quite.
does. He does it to the
threatens
one in
her.
front of him, and then the
Ah.
other Neimoidian who's standing like in front of us as we see it right now. She
I
steps
see.
in to stop him from doing it and just gives the game away.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If they were clever, they would use that as foreshadowing for him being on the other side.
Hmm.
But they're not.
They won't,
Of
will
his
they?
Of his sexuality.
Oh, Christ, here we go.
Moving on.
Careful, Brown. I've known better channels be whipped away for lesser sins.
Shall we do Mega Spider-Man's... Which is worse and why? Trinity in the Matrix sequels or in this?
Both of them.
Well,
Both of them.
Okay.
she barely gets a
Trinity
chance
was
in this.
great in this Matrix.
Yeah, but he's
She was
talking about
great
the
in this,
Matrix
but it's only 2
sequels.
minutes.
You're just thinking about her arse on that bike, aren't you, Brown?
See,
I
see,
like the sequels part from number 3.
do you remember this bit? This is the reason why I liked her, because she was so. I think she's likable, a likable character. When she first meets that guy, she's like, "Oh, you remember?" And she like gives him a playful hit and stuff like that. So the character is really coming out here. It's a shame it got cut short with bad dialogue. And do you know what I mean? It's maybe somebody
Yeah.
else wrote this bit other than Squarehead Leslie Hill. Maybe somebody else wrote this bit because it was really working on me. I thought she was a really nice character, and suddenly we go into the story and she's just a
Well,
side
then
thing.
they ruin it by doing some of the most on-the-nose, terrible character exposition background stuff that I've seen in a good long while. I mean, it's absolutely awful.
Mm. Yeah.
Do you know, it's strange
Yeah.
they do that, and then, but I like the little bit where, you know, when Yord went for his lightsaber, as Osha's just putting the pip
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
table.
Mm.
It's like subtly, probably told you more in that little segment than they did in the horrendous exposition that came after.
Well,
Yes.
you know, it's been a while since we did some community theatre, and this is a very tedious scene. So why don't we rattle through it with some community theatre? Swappers, how's the voice holding up? Can you take on a role for this?
Certainly try.
Okay, well, Swappers, you can be the Lord Farquhar on the left there, and Mega Geek, do you fancy a turn getting in front of the camera rather than behind it?
No, thank you.
No, okay, you don't want any of that nonsense.
Nope.
Okay, let's get Ploots doing the Acolyte then. So Ploots, you're on Acolyte. Swappers, you're on Milli Vanilli, and go. Swappers, we start with you.
Corpsec is about as far away from content as you can get.
He's not going to read that.
That's her line. That's not me.
That's her line. Oh,
That's her
is
line.
is that her line?
Yes. So what are you doing here then?
So
That's her line.
Go on
yeah.
then, well done, Ian.
I was just reading it out.
Next one.
Oh,
Oh, he's pleased to see her.
He isn't. Wow. He kind of changes subtly, doesn't he?
What's going on, Yord?
no, new Brownie get involved.
So,
Oh, we need
how
another.
have
We need another. Come on, Brian, give us a voice for this big-eared weird thing.
So how long you been a fucking mechanic, mate?
Johnny.
It's not me. I'm not voicing this character.
Stand there for
Oh,
so 6
go on, Brown.
years. Look, I was trained to be a Jedi. When I didn't
Go to
pan,
be a
when
forever.
that didn't pan out, those skills aren't exactly transferable.
Yes, they are.
This is what I know. Mega Geek, you've read my round mind because, sorry to interrupt the fantastic community theatre. I was nearly nodding off when I was watching, not you guys, when I was watching the actual programme. At this point, though, I did jerk out of my seat, pull my
What?
pants up from around my ankles, and I thought, what the fuck? If there are any transferable skills in the Star Wars world, it's fucking Jedi skills. I
Absolutely.
mean, what a load of tosh.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Totally.
you can't use mind control or, you know, the force jumps or any of those things for anything else. Well, fucking idiotic thing to say. Anyway, back to Brian.
When did you join the order?
When I was 8, Yord knows all this.
I hate it when characters do that, asking these questions and then giving the answers and then
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, but you already know it all." Okay, so why are you asking?
Why are
the
you asking
fucking
it?
question?
Yeah. Why are you asking
The
Stop it.
audience might need to know.
But they can find this out diegetically without the script
know,
just
I
shouting in your face. This is the relevant character establishment stuff. Like, there's a bit later on when fucking Squid Game's character, he already has a new apprentice, right? Why not have it that his apprentice feels slightly put out when he takes his old apprentice back, and he gets to explain why he likes his old apprentice still, because this is the backstory that you need to know about her. Actually bring it out in the script rather than this fucking bullshit. And the fact you were mourning. That's my character.
Plute's going full mega geek over this scene. I love it. Yes, it is full exposition dump. Absolutely. Here we go. So she's giving us more. Who are we up to here?
Were
fine.
unique,
I'm
but
a-
the Jedi Council
Oh.
made their decision.
God, this is awful.
You lost your entire
Entire
family.
family. Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
God.
she fucking knows that.
Yeah, I know. Why is she saying this? It's ridiculous.
She's got a backstory.
I know, it's stupid, isn't it?
Backstory that's.
Your
Oh,
mother's
she must.
your
She must
sister.
have
Your mothers,
forgotten.
your
She must.
sisters.
She must have forgotten she lost her mother's sister.
That's
Your
the woke.
village.
Your village all died in the fire.
I can't believe he just glossed over the woke nuke that was in there. Anyway, moving on.
The woke what?
Nuke. Go back.
Where? Oh,
Oh, shit.
mothers. Oh wow!
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
she's got two mothers.
What
Mothers.
what a surprise.
Mothers.
What a surprise.
How
What
does
a
that work?
Oh, it's there, folks. See it.
fucking surprise.
It's there, and it. Brian, well done, mate.
They even managed to erase the males when they're
Look.
expositioning about
Here we
the
go.
fucking
Let's go full
past.
screen. Look, there you go, folks. It's there. Look at it. It's
There's
there.
no males in the Acolyte, not even in the imaginary past. You fucking man babies, you'll
Is the
gobble
origin
this
of those,
down.
there's those rumors, aren't there, that at some point in episode 3 or 4 they're going to
Three,
use the Force
three.
to conceive these two twins. This is the force of lesbianism creates the virgin birth.
Fucking cesarean.
You've had Liam Neeson's dong. You're not getting anything else. No more masculinity in this world. Good spot anyway, whoever that was. That was Brian, wasn't it? Good spot,
Yeah.
Brian.
Amazing. Well done, mate.
This is maybe one of the worst lines I've heard in a while. So who's on this? This
Oh, that was
chappy?
me. Attachments to those we have lost are the most difficult to let go.
That looks
Oh,
like
Deep.
looks like he's gonna eat something and he has, the napkin around him so he won't spit.
It
It's
does,
weird,
yes.
doesn't it? It's weird.
Oh, he's about to get his Milli Vanilli cropped.
See, when Leslie wrote this line, do you think she was thinking about Harvey?
Ooh. The thoughts of Not Pride do not reflect the thoughts of the channel. In case you
don't
have,
know.
legal issues.
Thank you, Ruin.
Anyway,
So-
the exposition continues.
So why are you here?
Last night Jedi was murdered.
Last night a Jedi saved my life.
Many of you had Brown.
Master Indara. That's you.
Oh,
sorry,
it
please,
is
that's
Master
you.
Indara. Is this-
You did it so well. I don't want to have to, retake your line.
That's what matches your description.
Now,
yeah, but you can check the logs on the ship and see if I left. And if
Again,
the logs,
the-
check the logs. Do you know what I mean?
the Disney fans had serious issue with a physical description being used to identify a possible suspect. They were saying
As
this is
black.
too close. It's too close to stop and search. It's not. It's
No
inappropriate. They really have
Are you
problems with
making
this
that
scene.
up? Are you
They
making that up?
genuinely have problems with this scene.
What?
That's
Night
ridiculous.
first of all, knife crime, then stop and search, and then they seriously have problems with this, Brown. They're turning. I'm telling you.
I had a problem with it, but not for the same reasons.
Do you think that I killed her?
Also, right, seriously. So those two come to collect her. I'm confused. And then they leave her on a ship.
Oh my
Why?
God, yes.
Why would I?
Why did they
kill
come to
Indara?
collect her and didn't travel back with her?
Oh,
Because if they did that, she couldn't have
Plot hole.
escaped. and they couldn't have been. It's no, that you're right. That is such a dumb decision, especially, and it actually gets worse because when we do jump away to Coruscant, and just in case you don't know what Coruscant is, the show actually tells you it's Coruscant. That's one of those little title cards, just in case you're a fucking moron. But you actually get the line. One of them says, if this were to get out that your old apprentice killed the Jedi, our political enemies could use it against us. So yes, why did you leave her on a generic fucking prison ship?
Yeah.
Why didn't you escort
Yeah.
her back?
Exactly. It's stupid, isn't it? It really, this script is
You
so
really
dumb.
think I'm capable of betraying the order?
Brown, Community Theatre finished 15 minutes ago, Brown. For the love of
Overpowering a
Christ.
Jedi master and murdering her.
This is
Oh,
so
Brown, he's
the
having a
script is
good
so
time, bless him.
dumb. The script is so dumb. It's ridiculous.
That's
Hey,
her.
Look who's back. It's the guy from the bar. Whoa, we get a call back. And he's our star witness, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
It's
And he
'cause he's a
identifies
racist.
her.
God, he's saying all twins look the same. That's just, it's not on.
And ruined my bar.
It's ridiculous that they're going on the back of a description when they could have had security footage, or even, I would have said that Trinity had a few, at least 30 seconds of a dramatic death, which she could have phoned it in using her, phoned it in using her
I
little
think she did
communicator.
phone it in, didn't she?
But partially, she didn't. She just said there was an unauthorized fourth user or some bollocks, which is going to lead into who can use the Force. That fucking shit allegory she's going to try and use to destroy Star Wars.
It's such a shame, really. If they left all the gay stuff outside and outside the door
Easy,
and all this.
easy.
No,
Yes.
look.
Oh.
I know a lot of even Lee's against this shit, and you know, and
Yeah.
Platoon as well. If they left all that stuff outside the door, this could have been a really good show. Do you know what I mean? And it's just such a shame. They spent so much money on this, and all they want to do is push the agenda.
I mean, similarly,
That's
we've not really
episode three,
seen
mate.
any of that yet in episodes 1 or 2. So it's like I'm fine.
Apart
If you
from
want
the
to have a
script
gay
is
character in
terrible.
fiction, please do it. But like the first priority is you have a good script, and
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that's what you require. And episodes 1 and 2 don't have very much of the gay shit in it, but they are terrible scripts, which kind of suggests they didn't care as much about the story. I like a lot of the premise. I think it's an interesting premise to have two sisters who are against each other. I like going this far back in time. I like being away from the Skywalkers. I like all of this stuff, but my God, the script is terrible.
Yeah, but this is just a copy of that that cartoon that was on Netflix, wasn't it? With the two sisters and they grow up. and-
Yeah.
What was that one called? I can't remember.
Frozen? No.
No, the
Kill Bill?
cartoon. No, was it
Arcane?
Arcane. It's like that, isn't it?
Oh, but
The-
Arcane is brilliant, and this is just appalling.
yeah, of course it is.
Show of 2023. We've got a super chat, Rue.
Oh, let's do it.
Peace or utter destruction
Oh.
for $5. Thanks for the entertainment, Brune. Sorry you guys had to watch this, but the streams are very funny.
Oh, that's
So,
very...
so they put her on
Very
a
nice.
ship. Did they put her on a ship because they didn't want to be associated with her? Because if they found out that they were bringing in someone, blah blah blah, then the enemies would blah blah blah. Is that it? Is
Don't
that the reason why they put
know.
her on a ship?
No, they put her on the ship
yeah.
so she could escape. That's literally
Yeah.
the reason. I'm sure it might even be in the script somewhere. It's just like, we can't think of a way to do this properly, so we're just going to spawn a crap ship and have her on there instead.
Do you know what? Do you remember when she sat on the chair and she buckled herself in? I thought that was an ejector seat. That probably would have been better, right? But they didn't.
Yeah,
She
not
crashed
half.
the freaking ship, didn't she? Stupid.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a piss take.
Well, this is actually one of my favourite characters here. We have well, I'll do the XVY. It's if Iron Man fucked Bender, and yeah, he's
My shiny metal ass.
he rocks up here, doesn't he, in his red and gold, and he looks absolutely fantastic. We're going to find out he's about as useful as fucking Captain Phasma, but anyway,
He looks.
it's-
He reminds me of the Sentinels in Black Hole. Same color, isn't it? The kind of same shape apart from the head. Do you remember the Sentinels in the Black Hole? No. Black
Yes.
Hole,
Yes,
maybe?
yep.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of them a bit.
Is that a look at that?
well, you're asking us. That's normally
Mm,
there's got to be a question for you, Mr. Brown. It's not
Don't
bad.
it's not bad. but
Oh,
Oh,
look,
look at that.
just in case you didn't know where that was.
Look at that,
It's
everybody. Look at
Coruscant.
that. Look at that.
Don't they have any
It's-
greenery in that on that planet?
Well,
Everything
Coruscant.
seems to be-
The
yeah, it just
entire
seems-
city, the entire planet is a city. They say that in the Phantom
Ah,
Menace.
right, okay.
Was
The-
it on the, is that a look at that question with the Trade Federation ship? It's a Trade Federation ship, and I know we're 100 years before, or not even 100 years before the Phantom Menace, but it might have been nice to see some sort of design continuity between
Yes.
that ship and the ships they later go on to use.
Yeah, she wanted to be divorced from Star Wars and put all her crap into it. My favorite scene's coming up next with the little children.
Oh, really?
Oh, here we
That's-
go.
Well,
Well,
that creature.
admitting it.
the monkey thing.
Close.
Well, let's pause for
Close.
breath while we do an X fucked Y moments from the chat. I'm sure they'll come up with some doozies. But yes, this is the one we've seen in the trailers, isn't it? Where we have the Padawans. Go on,
Close
Mega
your
Geek,
eyes.
talk us through this one. You love it so much.
Well, he's just telling them about the Force, that's all. And one says, I can see some fire and all that bollocks. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
But what
bollocks.
made me laugh is the little creature in the background. I thought it's so stupid. It really is. You got. I mean, there's more female children than there is boys. I think you can count.
Of
them.
course.
There's loads of girls, but hardly any boys, isn't there?
Yeah, human females as well, not even alien females.
Yeah, exactly. It's really weird.
Time
They
to
take
rip off
that- they
lines
take
from the
that alien
original
out.
trilogy.
Well,
Mm.
because they're talking over each other. Your eyes can deceive you. Close your eyes.
Steve you.
Steve, you.
Steve.
That's right. Gin's kicking in, everybody.
Did they
Um,
remove that,
Dog.
did they remove the kid that can't close his eyes? Did they
Yeah,
take him
they
out?
did.
No,
they
he's still there. He is
Where-
still there.
but you don't see a close up of him. Though,
It's
do
on
you?
its way.
No, it's
Oh,
when
where
they
is
say
it?
close your eyes, you can't see him, so they might have edited it so you
Yeah.
don't necessarily
They
see
moved
that he
him.
can't close his eyes.
Yeah, you
Is
don't
this-
see him. You don't see him in this scene.
This is the part where he's doing the Elvis impression, isn't it?
Oh,
I quite like him. I genuinely
Yeah.
don't mind. I think it's a curious decision anyway to get someone who is
There
not
it is.
entirely proficient in the English language. Like that is a curious decision. I think he does a pretty good job. The fact he delivers his lines better than mostly any other actor in this, and all of them speak English as a first language, is probably an indictment of everybody else. But you know,
Gary Nerdrotic said he learned English for these lines.
yeah, that's kind of what I just said.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah,
the, the,
he's
crea-
still,
the-
he's still better, wasn't he? than
the
most
creature,
of
the creature that doesn't close his eyes is in one shot, and his eyes isn't closed. So there you go.
It was such a strange choice for this kind of bland character. He's more of a character actor. I think
Yeah.
he even himself was surprised he was offered the role. But it seems like such another waste, and it's a problem when they focus on Jedi as main characters as opposed to side characters, because most of them don't have a fucking
Oh.
personality.
It was one of the few things I was going to find to semi-compliment this show, actually, is the fact that for all that they are not particularly well drawn and the dialogue is crap, there is probably more character variety in the Jedi that we've seen across the first two episodes of this show than we get throughout the entire prequel trilogy, in fact. Like, there is more character variance between Yord and Squid Game and his younger apprentice, who's played by, is it Daphne Keane? And there's a couple of others who come into it as well. They are more distinct. They're not just all completely boring and stoic, which I don't mind. I don't think they're done particularly well, but at least there's something going on there, which is nice.
Which
What I thought was a bit daft here was the green lady walks through the doors and uses the Force to open them. And like, don't they have sensors on them so they can detect?
That's
Yes.
Headland's missus.
Yeah.
Apparently so, yes. Well, before we go down that rather dodgy road, can we get a bit of Darth Kipling to read this out by Black Lives or Black Knives, not representing the views of the channel, but here we go.
Black knives or black knives in the chat says it's stillness, uncertainty. That's because Master Seville hasn't put it in yet.
Oh, it's-
Quite like the idea that Saul was kind of slightly conflicted and troubled by his decisions in the past. I thought that has the potential to work
Oh, here we
pretty
go.
well. And he also has a bit of a pretty lame excuse, and it's maybe even played that way as having a lame excuse for why he's still holding on.
That kid is still
Have to
there.
be
Oh dear.
mindful of the past.
Ruin, you love the squid, the shrimp, don't you?
I do. I love it. I
Amazing.
don't like the way he disobeyed and he didn't shut his eyes.
You can't. He's being bullied. He's a future school shooter. They keep bullying him by asking him to do things like close his eyes, and they know he can't do it. He's going to turn against them. He'll turn to the dark side.
I love the way the humans are really, getting into this, but the Downs chimp in the back has clearly just fallen asleep, hasn't he? He's just gone.
Yes.
He's full on snoring away there. Yeah.
Oh,
There's one for Liam Neeson.
It grows larger.
he was supposed to be slightly based on Qui-Gon. Speaking of Liam Neeson, his
All
character,
right. Okay.
same kind of, not quite Maverick, but along those lines. We'll see how it pans out.
I was taking a big gulp there of something.
Mate, gin.
It's gin, is
Cheers.
it?
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, here.
So we get to the point of Leslie Headland's husband, did we
Wife.
say?
Wife.
Who's this? Wife. Oh, okay. Is this character, my question for the gang who are much more informed than me, is this a Twi'lek with its hat off? What are we looking at here? Or is this something from Star Trek? I don't know. I can't make it out anymore.
She's actually from the she's the only character here from the High Republic novels.
Oh, okay.
Got a couple super chats, Roo.
Yeah, get him in, Brown. Get him in.
Okay, do you want to read this one, Roo?
I sit away, I sit
Sit
away,
away,
I sit
I sit
away, I
away.
sit away. In the sit away, the amber sit away. Amber sit away. Wrench for $4.99 says, celebrating my little girl's birthday today, so I need to
Yay.
leave early. I loved listening today while baking a
Oh,
cake.
nice.
Cheers, everyone. Wow.
Happy
Shout out
birthday.
to your
Happy
little
birthday.
girl's birthday, and thanks for joining us, Amber. And send
love
us a slice of cake if you would.
love
We'd appreciate
cake.
that. I hope it's a
Um,
classic Victoria sponge.
Did we do this one?
Just before we do move on, though, I hope Darth Kipling offered some advice to Amber Sidaway on the making of the cake. It would be remiss
That'd be good,
not to
yes.
use his talents. We didn't do this one, but why doesn't someone else do it? Because it looks
Bry?
interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I drifted off. I was too busy talking to the chat again. MPA 1994, unwrenched for 5 Monopoly dollars, says Star Wars is dead. Everything we grew to love has been forcibly, lol, destroyed by
Oh,
the
dear.
anti-male.
Oh. I mean,
Should we go on?
it's the harsh truth that we have to face.
It is.
But
It is.
thanks, MPA. You've really brought the mood down, but we appreciate your
Killed
dose
it,
of
mate.
the truth, the harsh
Cheers, my
truth,
friend.
holding up the mirror. Okay, so anyway, what are they talking about here? Harvey Weinstein, the list, I don't
Possibly.
know. But we're talking about obviously his former Padawan. Is that right? Who's now?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a fucking terrible line. I was said to her, she came to her violent to death. No, fuck me. No.
It's stupid, right? Why isn't they kind of like copying the the Vulcans, aren't they, from Star Trek? It seems like the Jedi's not allowed to have attachments or have feelings for anyone, which is stupid because that's the foundation of actually caring, isn't it?
Well, if she does walk into the room and says, "My dear friend," so obviously they do have attachment. They're very inconsistent on that point.
Yeah.
My major problem is that every character, when they're introduced to another new character in the show, always has to basically give you the character establishment stuff in a line or two of dialogue. So she comes in and says, "Oh, my dear friend, you were friends with this woman who has just died." Yes, I was friends with this woman who has just died. I was sad to hear that she died violently. We have a suspect in custody who was your old apprentice. I didn't realize you still cared for your young apprentice. Yes, I do still care for my old apprentice. I was also sad to learn that. It's so boring.
It's on the nose. It's on the nose and very, very crap. That's what it is. So
Swappers, could you clear the phlegm from your throat? And could you read out this fantastic observation from Jim Dowell in the chat? Here we go.
Jim Dowell in the chat says, this is the offspring from when Harvey jizzed on that plant.
Cactus.
Wow, astute. Only the finest in our chat. We do vet them, you know. We don't just let anyone on here. So
The dialogue.
Oh shit!
Sorry, Rune. I think there's a slight.
No, it's all right. But I was just trying to get my lips round that name. It's like Leslie Headland trying to get her lips round. Never mind. Go on, Brian.
The dialogue, similar to Attack of the Clones and The Phantom Menace, the dialogue is almost like the kind of dialogue you would put in as a placeholder before you honed it and made it clever and interesting.
Yeah,
The first draft dialogue.
Oh, you mean like Attack of the Clones completed script?
But this is you got to totally blame this on Squarehead, because at the end of it says directed by her, produced by her, written by her, you know, everything is by her. Yeah. Instead of putting one credit up,
sing the theme tune.
Instead of putting one credit up saying produced, written, and directed by her, she had like separate bits, didn't she? Directed by her, produced by her, written by her.
The Michael Landon experience. Can I just say, while I've slightly got the Common People has done I made a few nice little observatory videos on just little clips here and there on X/Twitter. I'll send the link if you want to give them a little like.
Yeah. We like to promote our friends, don't we? Okay, well, this rather pointless conversation goes on. I just want to let everyone in the chat know, because I know we're still holding good numbers here, Brown. We are doing both episodes tonight, folks. So stay strapped into your seat.
Good night. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
No. We'll do our best to get through one. That'll be a mission.
I think this is a 3 hour, isn't it? 3 hours.
Well, we're getting to the good bits. Don't worry.
We'll have to speed up if it's going to be 3 hours. It's taken us an hour to get through about 5 minutes.
Absolutely, we should speed it up. Definitely. Moving along.
This one little scene is quite. Well, I thought it was quite interesting. It said that the Jedi. Remember in the original, the Jedi, the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see the kind of judiciary side of it, possibly.
I don't know. They come across like the police, the Jedi in this, don't they? They come across like they're the police of the universe or something like that. That's how they come across in this.
Yeah, which they sort of were. But again, the intro, the first fucking frame of the show says that they've flourished in hundreds and hundreds of years of peace. And here they are immediately worrying that if the news about them gets out, their political enemies will use it against them. Again, doesn't sound like hundreds of years of flourishing peace to me. Who are the political enemies?
Timing.
That's just there for the script, isn't it? It's just there to move the plot along. It's usual bollocks, isn't it? Bad writing. That's what I put it down to. Leslie Squarehead couldn't write herself out of a paper bag. Let's face it.
Which is good, because I'd like that to be on her head at all times.
Well, we finally get away from that tedious scene, and we move to a ship and a droid in the foreground there. Yeah, prison ship. Oh, how exciting! And of course, she's in the what we find out to be a very secure, but it's solely manned by droids, isn't it? I think Platoon, you were the one who made the point earlier. Why would you not just take them in yourself? But instead,
that was me.
Oh, it was you. Sorry, Mega. Oh,
that's all right.
Take it as a compliment. I thought it was one of Plute's little gems. I think he's going to, if it makes any difference, he's going to rip that one off for his next video. But Mega, do regale us what you said 3 hours ago.
What? Sorry.
What was the point? What was your points about?
I was just saying that why didn't the two Jedis take her in on their ship and fly her to? Was it Coruscant? Why did they have to?
Sorry.
Why did they have to put her on this ship? It made no sense. If she was that important, and they thought that she was guilty, it just doesn't make. I like this scene is so fucking retarded, isn't it?
This guy's supposed to be a violent criminal.
They're all criminals, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but this guy's supposed to be a violent criminal. He looks like a weasel.
But it does. Yeah. But the stupidity in there isn't that he doesn't look like a violent criminal. Like, she asks what the thing on his face is, and is told it's something they put on especially violent criminals, right? So when the escape happens, and she just goes and takes it off, not expecting him to be violent, and that is only done in order that they can pick up the trail when they're trying to find her. So it's someone being stupid to move the plot along again.
But why would she do that? She has to save herself, right? So why would she do that? Why would she free him? That
As
doesn't
it's
help
just,
her.
it's her. It's done because it's what's known as the saving the cat trope.
All
She
right.
saves someone, and it's to make you more sympathetic towards her character. That is the primary reason why it's done.
Did anyone else have a good old belly laugh at this gag? Where they say, "Oh no, he's having a great time. I really had my sides were splitting. I was really into the humor. he's all right.
What does
He's
this
a
guy
right
do? This guy flicks a bogey or something, doesn't he? At the strange
Mm,
Cenobite, as Jay Goodwin put it, character.
don't know.
Yeah. But he's a white guy and he's got some lines, and I'm sure he's going to play an important part in the rest of the series. Maybe, perhaps.
He's the only white guy that actually has lines in this whole thing.
But he's not pathetic at all, is he? I mean, he's strong and
He's
interesting.
pathetic. He's definitely pathetic. Yeah.
So they're concocting a plan to take over the ship, aren't they? That's what's going
Escape.
on.
Yeah.
So when I was first watching this, I thought they were empty seats. They're actually droids. Okay,
I did like
right.
this.
Yeah.
They turn into empty seats later.
Yeah, I
Just
thought
as a
that was
point,
fantastic.
though, if your plan is to take out the droids that are flying the ship, why would you need the escape pods? Just take the ship.
Yes. Well, I did wonder if they were going to do a holdo maneuver for a second and go right through the middle of Coruscant, but no. So she's not on board with the plan, but she's not going to have a choice because they're going to go for it anyway, aren't they?
Mm.
Did anyone else? I mean, obviously, we are led to believe she was the one who murdered the Jedi, but then her character's presented in a somewhat sympathetic light and empathetic light. And did anyone have trouble balancing that up, or Mega Geek warmed to her, but then we've seen her kill a Jedi? I don't know.
Well, we haven't, have we? We saw her twin sister kill a Jedi.
Yeah. I actually
leading
think that's
us to believe.
one of the what Platoon said as well. The guy from Squid Game, him and her, I think, is and it's that sad. It's so sad that they're the best things about this show.
Mm.
Personally, everything else is just absolute nonsense. It really is. There you go.
Brownie, remember that time you got your bollock trapped in a bottle opener?
Where have I seen
We
something
had to
like
take
that
you to the
before?
hospital.
I've seen something like that before.
Yeah.
That looks like a
Thunderdome.
Kenwood.
Thunderdome.
That looks like a Kenwood mask head unit above his nose.
Hmm.
I'll tell you, it looks like Jim Dowell. Jim Dowell, everyone. I didn't know you were in this, Jim. There he is. Brilliant.
I'm going for some gin back in a minute.
Gin Dowell. Okay.
Oh, I
enjoy
will just
yourself.
say, can I just say though before I go?
What?
I thought this was excellent how the droids transformed into seats. Very, very good concept. I did
wasn't.
like that.
It wasn't as good as when the
liked
spaceship turned into the Iron, though, in The Last Jedi, was it?
No,
Brown?
but this was a very, very close second. I thought this was quite fantastic.
I need someone actually to help me out with this scene because I am genuinely still confused as to what has actually happened here. They say they're going to escape. He does a weird hand gesture at the guard. Is it outside the cell?
It's as if it's some kind of strange power of bogey flicking thing that he does.
Yeah, and then that allows them to take out one of the droids, but for some reason that means the chair droids just drop out of hyperspace in the middle of an asteroid field. I don't know what's happening. I still don't. I've seen it twice.
I don't care.
It looks as if whatever he's doing, I don't know what he is, it might be something in the lore, or there could be something that just phoned in. It's as if he's then controlling that guy.
Hmm.
You're right, it's not explained at all.
And there goes Iron Man, everyone. Unfortunately, he didn't last very long, did he? Never mind. Is that on the left there? Is that the little robots? The black girl's little robot?
It's
No, it's
the
not.
lock. It's the
No,
lock
it
for
looks
the
exactly the
prison, but
same.
it's
Yeah,
very
it's a lot.
similar to the Empire ripped off from Aerospace engine parts.
So the
Star
mutiny
Wars.
commenced.
Star Wars R2-D2 sticking his probe in and giving it a right good rotate.
Oh, is that a euphemism? So the mutiny continues, but she's been left behind, and everyone else is heading for the escape pods, and she's left in the cell. And how's she going to get out of this? So, of course, it's a little robot Pip. And what does she do here? Does she use the Force to drag it towards her?
Again, none of this makes sense. So she tries to use the Force, and it doesn't work, even though she was a Jedi and left 6 years ago, but presumably hasn't lost contact with the Force. But it doesn't work anyway, and it's only because the ship bumps into an asteroid that it tilts, and that slides it back toward her. And I don't know, like, why can't she use the Force? She only left a few years ago.
The way I took that was they were showing you that she has possibly lost her connection to the Force and she's going to have to work to get it back. Don't you think?
Wait a moment. Doesn't she have midichlorians in her?
Well,
no.
No?
Don't see it.
It's the only times in the Star Wars media, like films and TV, I think we've seen when people have lost connection to the Force. It is a conscious thing. Like Luke has to cut himself off from the Force in order to lose his abilities with the Force. Then he can just reconnect himself at any time anyway, so it makes no fucking sense. Thank you, Ryan. But even so, like I don't get it.
It was in the Kenobi series as well. I don't like that concept.
Yes.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
I think it's bullshit as well. Oh well.
Well, the good news is, folks, she doesn't die. She manages to escape and free herself from the cell. And then she comes across this guy who's got the face hugger on, hasn't he? And she helps him by zapping the face hugger, and it goes flying off. And then it's a white guy, folks, so give him a good cheer. But he turns out to be pathetic, useless, and a bit of an arsehole. And I think he takes the last pod, doesn't he? And that means she's left on the ship as it's plummeting towards the Earth, and she straps herself in. Reminds me of the crash scene in Castaway. She's kind of strapped in and hoping for the best.
Reminded me of Revenge of the Sith, but obviously she's
of course. Yes.
We lost something.
Here she is. And hopefully she won't get any whiplash because it's an almighty crash to the ground. But thankfully, the ship falls apart from the section she's in. So it's all good and well.
It looked like a model when it crashed.
Didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know whether that was CGI or whether it was a model. Oh, well.
Well, we return to Coruscant and take a drink. If you would.
I am taking a drink, a big one.
Well, this isn't it's not like he's not, you'd be remiss to think he was talking to her on the holo video or whatever thing, but he's just what would you call it? It's his photo album, or I don't know, he's just reminiscing on his Padawan, isn't he? Is this his collection? What are we looking at?
I'm not sure. Don't know what he's doing.
And then Jackie walks in, and he quickly zips his pants up, and he says, "What is it, Jackie?" And we meet Jackie. So come on, let's credit where it's due. Jackie's a spunky little one, isn't she? Brownie, what did you think of Jackie?
She's the actor out of, is it Logan?
The girl who played Logan's daughter.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know.
The last thing I saw her in was she was playing Lyra in the BBC's most recent botched abortion of an attempt to adapt His Dark Materials. It's Daphne Keane, I think, her name is, who is so short, despite being, I think she must be 20 something, but she's so short they had to design a whole new lightsaber for her because she's only 5'2" or something. And if she held a normal length lightsaber, she'd look like a midget. So they had to give her a new special short one. She's basically Yoda, is what she is.
Are you being incisist?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He did that show.
Hey, what?
Brian?
It's Dark Materials. I hated that show. The missus used to watch every stupid fucking.
It was not good.
Did you have to sit through it as well, Brian? Was that part of the deal?
Yeah, it's one of these. Yeah, a bit of give and take in the relationship.
Apparently, Phil Fedora says she's got a massive rack there.
Really?
Welcome to Googling on the live stream.
Make sure you go incognito, folks, when you do Google that. So anyway, they're having a little Jedi Padawan tete-a-tete, and she wasn't so bad, was she? I mean,
Quirky.
No.
I
I
could go
think
with
there's quite a
that.
lot of merit in the main three of them, her and
Yeah.
Squid Game, and even what's his name, whose name I've already forgotten, so we can't be that good. Jora, whatever the first one we met was.
Durex.
Durex? Yeah, that sounds right.
So we find out here that the prisoners who escaped did not escape for long. They were rounded up and they've been secured, and now they've thrown our acolytes under the bus, haven't they? And they said it was all her idea. And this is I say interesting. It was well, it showed another white male character to be an absolute useless, pathetic arsehole. So we have to enjoy it. But he does well, Mega Geek, talk us through this? What did he do here? Some kind of Jedi mind truth trick thing?
He
What is
does. He does, but I like to go back a bit and say that this whole scene doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they say that it was the Jedi that actually the idea to do all that stuff? What do they gain by saying that? And also the fact that I just get the feeling it's just there to push the narrative along.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're saying it to try and deflect blame off of themselves. So they're trying to construct an alibi by blaming her for it, which is, I guess, you could expect a convict to do. That you're right, and it makes no sense for a couple of reasons. There's no sense of time and distance anymore, because it means they will have to have flown all the way out there to pick them all up, to bring them all the way back, to interrogate them, to fly all the way back within the space of about 5 minutes, which doesn't make any sense. And then the other thing is that the fact that they have a known mental patient on that ship, and the Force can calm him instantly, means you should probably have had a Jedi on the prison ship, shouldn't you? Because you can fix the problem. Why did you not do that?
But also, they know that Jedi can come up to them and do that, what he did. So what's the point of lying? Because they know the Jedi's captured. So what's the point of actually lying about that anyway?
Ruin. You know, when I said there is another, well, unbeknown to me, I was lying. There is another. Shall we bring him on?
Always two that are.
Shall we bring him on? Well, there is.
Oh my God! What are we doing? This is exciting. Okay,
this is exciting, folks.
2 hours 20 for the as we race towards the finale of the first episode. We've got a special guest. Hold on to your crotches. It's Robot Head.
Good morning from the future. I couldn't let you have all the fun without me. I had to join in.
Well,
I was worried it didn't have long. It was just going to be a quick visit. But by the way you're going, I think I can go to my appointment. That's 2 hours and come back and still be on this episode. So I'm not so worried now.
Well, it is the brown alliance, isn't it? For God's sakes, yeah.
Yes, we do things properly over here. Robot Head, how are you doing, my friend? Are you enjoying the Acolyte?
Oh, it's a marvelous piece of television, and the writing's insanely good. It's up there with Last Jedi for sure.
Oh, fantastic! I wouldn't put it that high, but we give props to old Squarehead. Well, look, you've missed a fair bit, so it's only right we go back to the start for Robot's Head and we make sure we go through it.
I'd appreciate it.
Please, no.
We were at the just the prison ships just crashed. And the prisoners have been rounded up. And here is Leslie Headland's Missus. That brings you straight up to speed. There we go.
Isn't that a lovely visual? Her and Leslie just scissoring away.
Oh, well, you say lovely, but might need some lava for my eyes after observing that. So we're about to go on a hunting mission, aren't we? Who's this guy
we're
called?
Almost about not to. So, because he says, I need to go and find her. And then Leslie Headland's green head says, no, we can't afford to lose you. And then he says, but I really need to go. So she says, okay, and take a whole team. It's like, those two sentences don't go together. Either you can't afford to lose him to this mission, or you can send him with an entire team of Jedi, but you can't have both of those.
She also says you're far too important here, or we have to have you here. He's teaching younglings, he's telling kids how to meditate. There's a Jedi killer on the loose, but your work here is way more important.
He's just saying vague shit about the Force is all he's doing. I'm sure anyone can say, oh, the Force is balance. It's like fire and water, and you can't lose control of it, otherwise it'll fuck you. It's like anyone can do that. It's not hard.
Primary school teachers, they always think they're way more important than they are.
Look who's back from Lady Boys of Bangkok, everyone. It's Z3PO. And I'm not even joking. That's actually where he's been tonight. But great to have you in the chat there, Z. And we look forward to your recap for the next one that we cover. But time waits for no one. We must press on. So they've been given permission to take a small team, to be discreet. And there's the line. Oh, there's that fucking line.
Drink it. We'll go. Can I go full screen? Drink, everybody.
Yeah, go on. Ugh.
Does she
Of
even
course,
like her wife?
of course,
Why would you put her
Leslie
in there?
gives that to her fucking wife to say, Jesus Christ. Oh no! News from the Shay 3PO. He didn't get to see the Ladyboys. He's got
What?
COVID. Oh no! How does a robot get COVID? I'm all confused.
It was COVID code for some STI that he picked up from the
Yes,
Ladyboys.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh.
Everyone uses COVID now. COVID of the genitals.
You'll have to do the swab test on that, Z, just to get checked out. So I think we have one of
Back
the
on the
many
spaceship.
flashback dream / sequences here, do we or do we not? I can't remember
it's
the whole
back to the
thing.
Oh, she's dreaming. She's dreaming,
is.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kolak, apparently.
Rhymes
So-
with Sarlacc.
I love this writing cheat where these dreams actually tell you what's happening in the story and give you answers. They're not just vague, visions. They're actually very clearly written to tell you what's going on. It's quite a nice little cheat you can do.
I despise dream sequences when they're written or when they're played as if it's actually happened and then it turns out to be a fake out. It's such a cheap fucking gimmick.
Didn't something like that happen in the Last Jedi?
Yes, but it was much better. So,
Well, in Ahsoka, half the series was her in a dreamland that we still don't know if it really happened or not. When she was with Anakin.
oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Well,
Like-
look, if you need
His
a
favorite episode.
if you need a way to just explain shit away, insert a crazy dream sequence. That's the way to do it. So they need someone else to join the team, and of course they're going to get our old mate Yord. Robot said, as you're new to the party, what did you make of Yord, or Milli Vanilli as we've been calling him tonight?
With his lesbian haircut. Oh,
Yeah.
he's easily the most punchable person in the whole show. Like every time his face appears, especially with his shirt off, you want to punch him. But doesn't the there he
timing.
is. The that might be just jealousy on my part for how good he looks, but the doesn't the young the Padawan make fun of his name? Isn't that how they're introduced? She's like thinking his name.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought
It's
she was making
cocked.
fun of just his character and his personality. She says something
That's
like
even
he's-
better.
Yeah, that Yord is just he's Yord. Yeah, that's encouraging.
In the 2 episodes, he's cucked several times. Isn't
Mm.
that cucking enough to make him potentially the dark
He
side?
does look
user?
like the sort of person to enjoy being cucked, though.
Well,
The cuck chair was invented for him.
Brownie, I just had experienced the
Oh, here
first
we
on the
go.
Brown Alliance channel.
What?
I tried to type something in and it said YouTube rejected your comments. They think it's
Good.
spam. Try changing it a bit.
Good.
I'll just try changing it a bit.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yes, it's gone through now, I think. No, they've rejected it again.
Depends what you were trying to say, though, doesn't it? What you
Thank you. Thank you, YouTube.
Right, I'll just put a 1 in where that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got it through in the end. It's not going to cause any issues, as for you there, Brown, is
Also,
it?
bitch is. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I had a few other insulting words before bitch.
I bet you did.
to take those out. No, only joking. What do you think of his physique, Brown?
No, I think you should be asking Platoon, not me.
Oh, well, I can ask you as well, can't I?
You've just said you'd pump a 12-year-old, Brown. Surely God, a man wouldn't be so bad.
It could probably do with a little bit more chest development, but yeah,
Oh, he's
it's,
been skipping.
If he had some
skipping
tits, he'd be
chest
better.
day.
Maybe work on his abs a little bit, but yeah, all right.
All
Decent
right, Brown.
shoulders.
Well, Q Brown coming on camera just to show you what a real man looks like. Come on, Brown. Get your
Can
top
I-
off.
I'm not.
Let's see what
Can
you're
I ask-
working with.
Is he
Horizontal.
more slappable in real life in interviews or in the show? Because I think that's a hard call.
Interviews. I'm going interviews, definitely. The confidence with which he says that Anakin blew up the Death Star is just, it's something else.
Yeah, I thought this as well.
Nice.
From actually Robot Head. Put that back up.
Oh yeah.
What
Where
a
is he? There
handsome
we
devil.
go. Oh no. Sorry. I'll
on,
find it. Here we go.
knobhead,
Here we
do
go.
it.
I've got it. Okay,
Yeah,
here
I
we go.
thought this. When do we get to see a woman with her top off?
Brownie.
But why have this scene though?
Well,
What's
it worked so
wrong with
well in
this
Last
scene?
Jedi when Kylo had his top off. That went down so well that we have to do it again.
Why have
But
it?
when do we get to see a woman with her top off? Same principle.
Well, if you did, it'd be the Green Woman, so no one's asking for
Oh,
that.
okay, fair enough.
Brownie, you missed a golden opportunity to get Robot Head to read this out, and you just spazzed all over
Robots,
it. Robot Head, would
are
you
you
do us the
available?
honour?
When do we get to see a Sheila with her top off?
There we go, folks. That's full meta with that one, haven't we? 15th and never is the answer. Plutz, before we move on from this fabulous specimen, can we get your opinion? What would you give if you had to score 1 to 10?
Not interested at all. Like, I think
No?
I don't really dig,
Oh.
like, you know, like a pot. No, not a pot noodle, but like those
Pot
noodles.
noodle.
Those noodles that come in packets and they're just like dry corkscrews of noodle. I don't get that as a haircut, and it puts me off. So
Oh,
the hairstyle
okay.
alone,
What's your favourite flavour of pot noodle? You're a student. You must have had a few in.
I have
in-
chicken and mushroom was pretty good, but with a little bit of like hot sauce in them, just to make it taste like something that isn't arse.
Are you talking in euphemisms here? I don't know where the
I
hell is
like. I
this
like.
from?
I like to put a lot more soy sauce.
Yeah, but
I
that's
love
because you're soy. You're
I
a
love
vegan,
cutting
Brown. Of course
edge.
you like soy.
I love soy. Everybody.
Cutting edge questions that we need on the Acolyte
Oh,
stream, Brown. Oh, at least it
soy.
isn't prostate we're talking as of last week.
I love soy. Moving on.
Robot Head, do you have pot noodles on your part of the world?
We do. We have packet
Ooh.
noodles. So
Packet
I
noodles,
think we
yeah,
call
that's
them
what
packet
Geordie's on
noodles here.
about, yeah.
Mm.
And what
Yes.
flavour is your favourite packet noodle?
Oh, well, it's definitely not the soy. I'm not going down that road. It's too manly over here in Australia. It's probably like kangaroo anus or something.
Oh, wonderful.
Kangaroo anus.
Okay, folks. Well, I hope you've all had time to go full Hugh Edwards with this frame, but we're moving it on. Oh no, he's bending over now. Jesus. Okay. But he's going to be on the mission, and yeah,
He's virtually in
regretting-
that pose for the whole show, bent over, letting everyone else room him.
Now, for those of you who are not as well versed with acting as old Ruin here, he's doing this little trick that they do off screen. What you don't see is his fists clenched together, so he's flexing his muscles as hard as he can, and also you can't see Leslie Headland giving him a fluff just below the camera line there. But yes, that's to get him, and he's probably done about 50 press ups before this scene as well. But hair's looking fabulous there. Yes. Brownie, this scene reminded me when you told me about that experience you had when you pulled a hottie in that nightclub in Bradford and you
Put your
brought her
clothes
home.
on. Yes.
And
Story
you
of my
know,
life.
she said, "Can I use the bathroom?" And you were like, "Yes, it's just outside." So you go out the garden, and then
Typical
you
northern bathroom.
get Brownie's there. He
Pissing out the
he
window.
takes his lycra biking gear off, and he's oiled his beard up, and he's got his fingerless gloves on and nothing else. And then she walks in, and what did she say, Brown?
Put your clothes on.
Yeah, and that was that. There we go.
was
Anyway,
it.
day in the life of Brown.
Oh, no.
Spaceships. We have spaceships almost, and flashbacks. It seems, or are we back to the
But it's a dream sequence and a flashback
Dream.
at the same time.
Yeah.
It is,
Because
yeah.
the script is bored of itself at this point and it needs to move things along. So she has a dream that she could have had at any other moment, at any other point in the plot, to reveal that she is in fact a twin. The reveal of the misdirect comes in a fucking lazy dream because that is the level of quality we're dealing with.
We've
This
got
is it.
super chats, I do believe.
Oh,
I think Robot Head should read this one. Please.
Is Z's reboot button located in the same place as the male G spot? Now we all know G spots don't exist, so I don't know what they're asking there.
Well, if it is, I know he gets regularly rebooted if that's the case. But let's hope he recovers well. Our wishes and love, Z. We need you on next week. Pip, who's a Chihuahua, but is also the name of the robot on here. And Pip wants to know how much of the episode did I miss? Well, about 2.5 hours of live stream and about 30 minutes of episode. But anyway, I'd love to know what Mega Geek thought of this fabulous dream vision. I don't know what it is, but what do you think of it, Mega?
Yeah, it was trying to copy the Empire Strikes Back, wasn't it? When he went into the tree a bit, when Luke went into the tree, it tried, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't think much of it really. I mean, it's trying to tell you the backstory a bit, but I didn't. At this point in time, I didn't care what was going on.
The Empire one's kind of clever though, because it doesn't need to throw too many words in at all to explain what the meaning is. Like, there's a bit of ambiguity there, but otherwise it's quite clear. Whereas like this one has this weird demon midget child saying, "I'm going to kill all the Jedi." Yeah, and it's just, you couldn't have found any other way of doing that.
Yep. Yeah.
Are we supposed to take from this dream sequence that there is an element of that her sister is trying to communicate with her? I've just answered my own question because she doesn't. Because in episode 2, she's suddenly surprised.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
In episode 2, she's surprised. Both sisters are surprised to learn that each other is still alive. So they both think the other one is dead somehow. Also, for 20 years, they've developed the same fashion sense and they've kept the same hairstyle, which is interesting. I guess fashion is genetic.
Yeah.
But what a weird scenario that they both think the other one died in the same situation and then and both left and then both trained to use the Force and the whole time thought the other one was dead. Like, what situation could that happen? I don't
somehow found the same hairdresser.
And why didn't they use twins to do the young versions? They look completely different.
I don't know.
Like, it seems an obvious one, just use the same actress. It's just going backwards and forwards between them, or get twins to play these two roles. But for some reason, when they're young, they look different.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
I mean, this dialogue is riveting, isn't it? I give you, and you give me. Is this some kind of 80s song? Is this a Spandau Ballet? I don't know. I don't know what we're going about.
I think it is, actually. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yep. So
now she looks like a boy.
All the women look like boys in this bloody thing.
A little harsh on Chat GPT, that Fiona. I'm sure it could come up with a better fist of things than this. So this is meant to be and now it's showing her the young version, but yes, did you kill Indara? I will kill them all. Their eyes turn black, folks, so it's so scary.
Hang on a minute, right? In Star Wars, since when have evil characters been signified that they're evil by having their eyes cloud over with black oil?
It's another Marvel. I hate that little gimmick.
She's woke up.
And how many times are we going to do the Reva story where, for some reason, we hate the Jedi and want to kill them all, even though it's never explained why?
Yep.
And Pip, who joined us rather late on, there is your namesake. This is Pip Robot. Robot's Head as our guest robot on the panel. What did you make of Pip the Robot in this series?
I got confused if she was pulling out Pip. I didn't know it was Pip. Every time she did something, like was Pip also the one that put the fire out, as well as I know Pip helped in the escape. But it seems like Swiss Army Pip can do fucking anything.
Swiss Army Pip. Yeah, Pip is the MacGuffin of the show, I think. Yes, absolutely.
I wonder if they've taken the name.
Sorry. I was just going to say quickly. I thought it was a bit daft when she used it on the ship to escape from her jail cell. And well-designed prison ship where they put the locks for the cells right where the prisoners can reach them.
The chat making a point. I was about to make that a bit. Wonder if the name came from the Pip Boy from Fallout, the device they use, multi-purpose thingy.
Oh.
And for these twins that apparently thought they'd been dead since they were young, everyone seems to know who her twin is. And even the other twin friend who makes the poison knows about her. Like, everyone seems to know about the two twins, even though they've thought the other ones have been dead for 16 years.
And they've deleted the record of the other one from the Jedi archives as well for some reason. And as everybody knows from Attack of the Clones, if it doesn't exist in our records, it doesn't exist. But no, you're right. Like the episode 2 one in particular, when the guy, the poison maker guy, just immediately jumps to, "Oh, you must be the twin." But she didn't even know her twin was still alive, and she wouldn't have told him that. None of this makes any
He
sense.
seems to know all about it. I didn't even realize that was episode 2. I've mixed him into one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Now we've had some good stuff from the chat tonight, I will say that. But Cider Feet may have come in at the death and stole the show. Here we go from Cider Feet. He says Pip Schofield happily fits in his pockets. Very good, Cider Feet. You never fail to impress. So, traveling at light speed, and we have a guy from Squid Game and girl with the big rack, and there's Milli Vanilli in the background studying charts and things. And I was fully expecting them to start playing hollow chess here. It was getting all a little bit familiar, but yeah, we're getting a bit more exposition.
What else is new?
Here we go. Tell me, Master, tell me about this character we all need to know about. Well, 16 years ago, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it?
He looks like an audience member trying to watch the show.
On the nose. It's on the nose. Usual shit. What bad script writing. It really is terrible, isn't it? Oh.
It's poor, isn't it? Yeah. She was
Very
the sole
poor.
survivor.
Wow.
Twin.
Wow.
And Millie didn't know she had a twin. Okay. Is it just me? Is he a fucking terrible actor? Does anyone else feel he was
this guy
stiff as a Leeson cock?
Leslie
Really?
directed this episode, and I think they're all
did
pretty
she?
fucking stiff. Yep.
Oh, good God. I mean, this guy does a half-hearted effort. I mean, he has a go, and
quality.
Robothead, you missed the start. I wanted to get your thoughts on the very brief appearance of what's her face from Matrix, Trinity.
Well, she must come back in flashbacks because one of the trailers had her in other scenes. She was in another scene with the Wookiee, so I'm guessing she's coming back. But I do feel sorry for that actress because she can just never get away from being Trinity. Like, I don't know which came first, whether they thought they had the part and could only think of her, or once they hired her, that's the only part they could write. But yeah, she's never going to get away from that role.
Yeah,
but I don't want to backtrack too much. We'll be here all day. But yeah, the way she died was ridiculous.
Oh,
so
God,
they just love making Jedi look like idiots.
Yeah, it did feel like a Vinnie Jones type casting in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, didn't it? They kind of envisaged this as him and then cast him in the role. But yeah. So we home in on a planet, and we have our Acolyte here, and looks like they've tracked her down. And this all kind of happened pretty quickly because they found her pretty quickly, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did they use? I had mentioned probe droids. Did they use probe droids, or it was just mentioned?
The distance between everything when that happened, when the ship with the bad guys crashed, or when they escaped, all that, it's just doesn't seem to have any time between them all. It just happens in a second, and then they found in a second. It's just weird storytelling.
They were good at doing that in the OT. Like they would get there wherever they had to go, Cloud City, and that very quickly. But it always felt like there was a bit of a journey, and they've just completely lost that in Star Wars now. Everything's just instant.
Yeah.
You can tell Brown's pissed. Normally this would be cut off at 2 hours 15.
Oh yes. He's just, well, we know from the green room when he has his camera on, he's just fallen back onto his bed. He's given up. We'll just carry on. We'll carry on all the way through to episode 2. Don't worry, folks. And they've tracked her down, and we have the piss-coloured Rey Skywalker lightsaber.
Why has he got a piss-coloured one? Anybody know?
The yellow lightsaber, I think, is supposed to be for a Jedi Guardian. You've got the green for the Consular, the yellow is the Guardian, and the blue is whatever the fuck the other one was. So it's supposed to indicate something about the type of Jedi he is, the role he serves, and like his general character, I suppose. He's a defender, but he might not be particularly bright.
You don't even have to listen to me if you want me to tickle your outer rim. Sorry, just commenting on that last comment. That didn't just come from nowhere.
And wasn't it mentioned in this that Jedi should only use their lightsabers in extreme situations? And he just lit his lightsaber just so he could see in a dark tunnel.
Oh no, only to kill. Only if they're going to kill someone, not even extreme.
Well, I thought it was to light up the tunnel so he could see where
he lights his every 5 minutes, so obviously he's wanting to just kill everyone.
There you go.
The same episode.
Yeah, it's all bollocks, isn't it?
It's all bollocks.
It's all bollocks, mate.
Oh, who wants to deliver this line? Because it looks so exciting. Who've we not had in a while? Go on, Brian. Give us this one.
Whose line is this? I can't.
Still Saunders gone.
It's the Jedi. But we'd like it in a fabulous accent of your choice.
Stop in the name of the Republic of the Jedi Order.
Did anybody think the scene reminded you of The Fugitive?
Reminded? I thought Tommy Lee Jones was going to be standing there when she turned around. He's saying, when she says,
I mean, how many films have they ripped off in this one episode?
But this even had the same tone of color and just about lighting and everything. It was unbelievable.
That's funny.
I also don't really get why she's panicking and running away. She sees there's a cliff, she backs away and actually does fall over the cliff. And I was sort of thinking, God, at least she's dead. But she's not, because they saved her. But this is the same person who a few minutes ago said, no, I have complete trust and faith in the Jedi Order. I'm sure they'll believe that I'm innocent. So why is she backing away from them to the point of, actually yeeting herself off a cliff?
I know, it makes no sense.
Don't know.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Pip, there's Pip there, folks.
Yeah, Pip. Always integral to the plot. And there she goes. Wow. I mean, wow, that's it. She's going to die, surely.
She's gone, folks.
And no.
She doesn't.
Hey, you remember the bit? You remember the bit in Empire Strikes Back when Luke jumps off the platform and Vader stops him and he captures him and takes him back to the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back because the Force can do that now? That's really helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, Palpatine fallen that as well.
Must have been forgotten in the 100 years that passed. But yep, what are we calling this? The Force net? The Force Dingleberry? I don't know.
Queef.
Yeah.
The Force Queef.
Again, to go back, because I was listening earlier when you were talking about the original fight and how powerful the Force is now. It shows how he can just hold her as easy as anything and drag her back up. The Jedi just don't need weapons at all now.
Yeah.
Because the Force is just so strong, and they just keep showing it to us.
Yes. Yeah, it's just getting stupid, isn't it? It's just getting stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
They've saved her. This dickhead's still got his lightsaber drawn, but he's told to put it away, like Brownie being told to put his Todger away when he's wandering near the playground. And
I hate all that sort of police jargon too, like stand down and You're
Yeah.
under arrest, and it's all
Yeah.
sounds like we're watching the bloody NYPD Jedi or something.
It does actually. I've noticed that. It was just weird. It's like they're the police force now, aren't they, or something? Oh well, never mind.
Yeah, the mystery's gone.
Certainly has.
So,
Well done, Roo.
oh, okay. We missing something here? It's just this pointless, garbled nonsense. I mean, although
Not entirely pointless garbled nonsense, it is quite possibly the most nonsensical scene in the entire episode.
Oh, okay, then let's go right back. So we stand down, cut to the beach, take it away, Geordie.
Well, no, I mean, this is the reason that she wasn't using weapons earlier, except when she used weapons, and it's because she's going to be told here by some mysterious piece of clickbait who's wearing a mask and waving a lightsaber around that weapons aren't very good, even though he's wearing a mask and waving a lightsaber around. He's basically just, it seems like it's been chucked in post-production because they thought that the hook for the previous scene ended on wasn't enough of a cliffhanger, so they thought, fuck, we're going to have to add something else in. Let's just have this random meeting with a complete stranger on a beach, as he tells her not to do the thing that she just did because it wouldn't work even though it worked. So, yeah, it's great. I love it.
Oh, okay.
Are these the islands where Luke is?
Oh, yes, it does look that way. Yeah, if you look closely, you see him fishing in the background, and then
having sex with the
milking
fish women.
Yeah, milking that giant tit that he was doing. There we go. So look, what a place to end it. Lovely composition on the shot there, Mega Geek. We've got the reflection.
Steel or laser are no
Do we
threat
know
to
who
them.
this guy
He
is,
killed
or-
Trinity with a fucking dagger.
Yeah.
Unless it's a little bit of steel, and then you put it in her heart.
Do you reckon somebody said, I can't remember if it was on this or I read it somewhere, that that's the mother or something like that? Or it could be a bad dad. You never know. I
Oh,
don't
the
know.
bad dad ones.
Yeah.
Oh, what an image.
And she does. Episode 2, she kills someone without a weapon. She gets, she
stop
puts a
spoiling
piece of,
it.
I'm spoiling it, I don't care. She puts a piece of, like, a little vial of poison down on the ground, and the Jedi voluntarily drinks it himself, so she did kill him without a weapon.
What?
None of this
After,
makes
after
any
10
sense.
years of sitting there, so 10 years he's been contemplating his
Yep.
life, and then she just puts the drink down. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'm over this.
What I don't get is why the fuck does he need the poison? If the Jedi are based on the samurai, why does he not just fucking stab himself with a lightsaber?
Be more exciting.
That's a point.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh.
Any other theories on who this mysterious gimp style figure is with the red lightsaber? Any thoughts? Jar Jar Binks?
I mean, who cares? Who really cares? No one.
Weinstein?
I don't know.
Is it Weinstein?
Darth Plagueis.
Darth Weinstein.
Wouldn't that be a
Leslie
twist?
Headland.
Weinstein up there.
Well, there we go, folks. Directed by the amazing, the talented, the visionary, the savior of Star Wars, Leslie Headland. So there we go. So I'll just I don't know. Oh no, we don't have any more credits. So we'll leave that wonderful name on the screen as we go round the room and get your parting thoughts. And we've still got episode 2 to come, so don't go anywhere because we're going straight through, folks. No one's having breakfast. Don't worry. Mega Geek, let's go to you because I know you enjoyed this. We really had to twist your arm to watch this one. Did it live up to your low expectations?
Totally. Just incredibly inept screenplay. I mean, a lot of money thrown at it, and they couldn't spend any or couldn't get someone to tell them how bad the screenplay was and how illogical it was. Unbelievable. It's just a waste of everyone's time. It really is. This isn't Star Wars. I don't know why they keep shoving the message in there. Even little bits, what Brian pointed out, just small little bits that went under the radar, but it's still in there. And yeah, I just wasted 30 minutes of my time today watching this crap. I don't think I'll be watching anymore somehow.
You didn't. No. You wasted 3 hours and 30 minutes of your time.
That's it. Yeah, sorry.
It's even
3 hours.
better.
Just
Oh,
absolute shit, mate. It really is. What a waste of my time. Oh well, never mind.
Never mind. We gave it a go, didn't we? But hey, the pain is just starting. Brian, I know you had some positive little tidbits to offer us tonight. Brian, what was your overall thoughts?
Well, I've kind of shot my duff far too early in this stream,
Oh.
and I'm now absolutely fucking cream crackered. So it was a nothing burger. I thought
Nothing.
it
Okay.
wasn't. It's not good, clearly, but it wasn't as bad as I suspected. It doesn't have that kind of,
Okay.
that kind of prisoner cell block H. So bad it's good kind of
Right.
vibe on it.
No, it doesn't.
What I do think is, I figure that the worst is yet to come. I think there's going to be some
Ooh,
horrendous
episode
stuff
3.
just round the
Episode
corner
3.
from some of the rumours, etc. And it may give us some laughing fodder to come.
Ooh, I was remiss of me. I didn't take a score from Mega Geek, and the man babies in the chat are already dropping the scores in. And Brownie, if you could keep an eye on those to gauge opinion. Mega Geek, what score would you give it based on this opening episode?
I'll give it a 1, only because I liked the main girl. I thought she was interesting. It's a shame that she got wasted and she got worse and worse as the episode went on.
Ooh.
And I do like Carrie-Anne Moss as well, but it's a shame she got killed after the first
Opening
10 minutes
scene.
or something just like that. And the special effects were passable, so let's give it 1. Yeah.
Okay, he's giving it a somewhat generous, maybe.
Yeah.
Mega Geek 1. Brian, what would your score be?
I'm going to echo what Mega was saying about Squid Game. Sorry, about Trinity, and also add Squid Game onto it. I think those two, given a decent script, could have done something pretty special. Do you know what? I'm going to be incredibly generous and forget about Harvey for 5 minutes and say 4.
4. Oh, okay, interesting. Let's go to Darth Kippers. Kippers, what do you make of this?
Not an awful lot, if I'm perfectly honest. I'll give it a few points, though. I mean, some of the production design was fairly good. I didn't mind the design of the prison ship generally. I thought the droids, like Brown said earlier on, the droid chair pilot things were great. I don't think this has got anything to do with Leslie Headland, though. I think this is to do with Lucasfilm's general production team, which are consistent with their stuff, and I think they're generally quite good. But I liked another point for Carry-On up the Khyber Pass, Moss. Thought she's always great to see on screen no matter what she's in. But of course, I don't think they could have her for the entire series, or they just wouldn't be able to afford her. So she only got 5 minutes, sadly. It might have been a watchable show. It might have been drawn a lot more people in if she was the central character. I think they missed a trick there. But Leslie Headland's got to have a story of Frozen and Kill Bill and about 2 little girls and lesbians and scissoring and all that shit. So there's very little else to say about it, apart from the other thing was the score, which I thought was genuinely quite good. When I switched it off and went to make a cup of tea and came back again, I had the tunes in my head. It was there. I was kind of humming away. So I'll give that. But the rest of it, very bland, forgettable. Leslie Headland actually directed and wrote this, which is not generally a good thing when you look at the track record of Star Wars, where people have done that ruin. So I don't think that we've got much to look forward to in this series. What is it, 8 episodes? I can't remember now.
It's just 8, I think. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to episode 3 when the bomb is supposed to drop in this, and it's supposed to turn everyone off. So I'm rubbing my hands ready for when we cover that one. But that's it. I'd give it about 3 out of 10.
3. Okay, not bad. Let's go. Let's go Robot's Head. What do you make of it, Ro? I'm assuming you've seen it all in its entirety.
I have, and I think episode 2 is even funnier than episode 1. But the entirety of the first two episodes. Well, I've got to give it 1 point for the chairs, the droid chairs, which makes me think I can't think of another show where I was trying to desperately find points and give one to a piece of furniture. But that's there's one for the chair. So it looked okay in parts. I'm surprised how bloody boring it is for how much they've been revving up this show. It's going to be the greatest thing of all time. So some parts looked okay. And compared to things like the Obi-Wan show and Ahsoka, probably have to bump it up a little bit to give me some headroom there for bringing it back down again. But I'd still only be around, I'd say, a 3, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I could stretch to a 4. Around there somewhere.
Okay, that's fair. That's almost generous, some would say. I do like SMJ32's Hugh Edwards arse out of 10 as his score. I think that's pretty accurate. Brownie, let's go to you. Let's save the Geordie until last. Go on, Brown. What did you
I'll
make
just
of it? I
quickly
know you
say,
liked it, did you?
yeah, I'll quickly
Go on.
say the production again, really, really good.
Mm.
It was, for me, it was inoffensive. The doing the slides were relatively painless, so
It's high praise.
it was okay. It was okay. I think I enjoyed this more than the previous series. What they've done, like Obi and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because
Interesting.
I don't think I had any expectations with this other than it was going to be amazing. And yeah, it was okay. It was okay. Obviously, you guys have picked it to pieces with the story and stuff. I'm not as clued up as you guys, but I'll give it. I'm going to give it 5.
5. Wow.
There is a couple of points for production. I always give a couple of points to the the backroom people who make it look so good.
So what are the other 3 points for?
Trinity. I like the kind of matrixy stuff in the Wild West at the beginning. Those seats were fantastic.
If you disagree with Mr. Brown, just make sure you unsubscribe and report the channel. That would be the best way to express your opinion. You're being called a shill, Brown. You're losing fans left, right, and centre, but you're entitled.
I didn't get invited to the premiere in London.
Wow, you need to do a better job of selling
Ruin,
your art
in
the future.
I do. What did you think, Ruin?
Okay, well, Brownie, you gave this a 5 out of 10. You gave Return of the Jedi a 4 out of 10. I remember when we did that stream, so you really need to look long and hard in the mirror at yourself. I would, you know what?
Really?
You know what? Apart from the little sleep I had in the middle when there was a rather protracted exposition dump going on, I actually went for a dump at that point. I come back this much. There was some stuff which was okay, is about as good as I can get to. You know what? I'll just give it I'll give it a 3 because I know what Chordy will say. You've got to give yourself somewhere to go in these things, and if I rip the arse out of it too early, I'll have nowhere left to go. Talking of which, Chordy, take us home. What's your closing thoughts?
Well, you've got to give yourself somewhere to go, and if you rip the arse out of it too early, then yeah, you won't have anywhere to go. Yeah, I the premise of this I still think is probably the most interesting, or certainly up the top 1 or 2 most interesting premises of all the Disney Star Wars shows. I actually really like the idea of going far back in time. I really like the setting. I like the variety that they are throwing in terms of world and character design. I like that the Jedi are a bit more distinct and characterful than even in the prequels so far. The sort of Dungeons and Dragons team quality style that's starting to come through with them, I think could be used really well. I don't think it will be, but it could be. Squid Game is really good. I think Carrie-Anne Moss is wasted, but at least she's a good idea for a character, and hopefully she'll come back and do more interesting things. And I'm with Mega Geek, and I found the lead fairly charming and affable. So that's all in its favor. As against that, though, fucking abysmal writing, none of it makes any sense. Dreams to push plot along, awful exposition, all the usual idiocy that you've come to expect from a Star Wars production. And apparently this is one of the best episodes, so I can't wait to see where it goes next. But for that reason, I am giving it a 3, so I have 2, 1, and 0 saved up.
Oh, yeah, I like your thinking, Chordy. Brownie, what did the chat think? I know there was lots of scores, but what would you say is a fair average from the man babies in the chat?
The scores are very up and down. I'm going to say probably 2.5.
Okay,
average,
so you are way up there, aren't you, Brown? Way above the panel tonight.
Well,
and
I was looking forward to this, as you know.
Okay.
Is it all the soy you eat?
It must be.
Not enough soy.
Just a reminder, decisions aren't always the best. He did become a vegan at a young age. He does go out dressed in lycra and ride through red lights. And also, he once went to the theatre with his tutor and allowed him to slip his hands down his pants. So Brownie does always make the best decisions, folks. Don't hold that against him. We still love him. Padelia knows what's up. Brownie, that is a wrap. We did it in a reasonable 3 hours.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Episode 2 looming.
Ready for episode 2?
When are we planning?
Oh, well, we'll have to talk about.
We've got to do it between now and next week.
I know.
Okay.
We'll have to find time for that.
So
Saturday.
Saturday, probably.
I'll have to check the old diary on that one. But we'll talk about it in the green room. We won't keep everyone hanging on.
Okay. It's on its way, folks.
It's on its way.
That's it, folks. Chat, you are wonderful. Great interaction tonight. Stellar numbers tonight. Amazing. Thank you for the super chats and just being there. Cheers, guys and gals. We'll see you next time.
Guys and
gals. I will thank the guests at the top. Mega Geek.
It's shit.
I think he'd say, cheers, guys. Had a great time. It's shit. Don't ask me to come back. I'm not watching another one.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Little Platoon. Cheers, Lord.
Thank you as ever.
Darth Kipling.
No worries.
Hey.
Here he is.
Yay. Darth Kipling.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you to the amazing chat who have been endlessly entertaining, more so than the show. Thanks to the panel, everyone, and Robot Head there coming at the end.
Amazing.
See you tonight, my friend. And look forward to next week.
Not Brian. Cheers, Brian.
Cheers, Brun. Thanks also to Mega, Plutz, Swappers, Robothead, Ruin, and of course, the chat. Thanks, folks.
What we had a Brucey bonus, everybody. The amazing Robot Head. Cheers, Robot.
Oh, thanks everyone for having me on and letting me partake in the fun here, and thanks to the chat for welcoming me this week. And hopefully, I can come back soon.
You need to. We need to get stuff. We need to get you on, mate, more often. We've missed you. So
your timing's all out. Everyone's got to revolve around
you
me.
live in the future. I know.
Yeah, you've got to catch up to the future and make it easier on me. So if everyone could just reschedule all their activities around me, that would be fantastic.
Shall we move to where you are? That'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Oh yes, it's lovely here. Bit cold at the moment, but not real cold.
Winter
like
on the way. Oh, it's winter.
It is winter.
And heart and soul of these folks ruin the man, baby.
We did it, Brown. They said we couldn't do it, but we did it. We got through the first episode, and we'll be back for more soon. So, as Hugh Edwards would say, give your bare horse a slap. Buckle up. We're in for a bumpy ride, folks. So until next time. Yes. Well, I should put allegedly at the end of that, but until next time, folks.
Take care.
Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you for another edition of The Acolyte. Good night, man, baby.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Timing.